As the world of A.J. Brown continues, this is so fucking great. I mean, thank you, football gods. Thank you, football gods, for A.J. Brown. It can't get any better than this. And by the way, I'll say it again to you. My friends, at the end of the day, 2-2 was a fraudulent record a year ago, and 4-0 in September is also a fraudulent record. Since the merger, the Philadelphia Eagles have been outscored 327 points. This year, it's the fourth worst in pro football. They lead the NFL in 3 and outs. How you doing? Holy shit. And they're 4-0. I'll say it again to you, man. I am not buying it. As we get into the NFL week 5 of the season here. Hey, by the way, real quick, out of the top here. Hey, hit the like button. Howard Eskin will join us. That will be at 4:30. Xander will be at 3:30. I'm going to by the way, we know, having talked to some folks this morning, who A.J. Brown was referencing. And we're going to tell you here in a minute. But I do have some unfortunate news. Now, I don't know what you guys think of Tyreek Hill as a human being, but the chances of that guy ever playing again in pro football are very slim. He had a dislocated knee, and according to Dr. Chow, he was rushed to the hospital last night, and there could be some nerve damage. They're waiting for the swelling to go down. He's 32 years of age. Look at Nick Chubb, who had that knee injury. He's never been the same. And he was a younger ball player. He will never play again at the level that he is right now. And you're talking about an explosion player. More than likely, that guy's career is over. I mean, I'm not talking about the man here. I'm talking about the player. It just shows you. You can go from a $36 million a year guy, and in the next play, you're a dude on the street. Just like that. And unfortunately, that injury last night down at Hard Rock, that could be a catastrophic knee injury, especially with the age he's at. And, they waited until the swelling went down. They didn't operate. They're going to wait for that thing to go down. So watching another player like that have to go through something like that last night was really sad. So, again, as the football player, not the person, but as the football player, it shows you the catastrophic risk that many of these players go through. And we saw that with Tyreek Hill last night. So Godspeed to him. There's no question about it. All right. Hit the like button. How many people in here would like to know who A.J. Brown was referencing? And his intentions. By the way, my top 10 teams today, as always, my top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, obviously a lot of A.J., Eagles by the numbers, both Vic Fangio and Kevin Petula spoke. So, who do you want, and do you want to hear who A.J. Brown was referencing? Now, look, you guys see all the people that come on this program. And we have numerous people who are very close to the organization. We had a great conversation last night with Doug Peterson, who's coming on next Tuesday at 4:30. Frank Wright is very plugged into the organization. We've got a friend that's the defensive line coach who I helped recruit at the University of Miami, who has been friends with me for over 20 years. Jeff Stoutland was the interim head coach at the University of Miami at one time. So we kind of get tidbits here and there. Here's who A.J. Brown was referencing. He wasn't referencing Jalen Hurts. He wasn't referencing Kevin Patullo. He was talking about Nick. Not in a subversive way, or not in a way where you're talking about a guy being conduct detrimental to the head coach. I guess what they do is when they go into these meetings and they're putting the game plan together, Nick Sirianni, along with Jeff Stoutland and Kevin Patullo, the game plan starts there with Jeff Stoutland, Kevin Patullo, and the run game. AJ wants more balance. I don't really think that this is breaking news. This is not really something that you shouldn't be expecting, right? AJ wants to have more balance in the attack. And I said this yesterday. I don't think this guy's talking about getting 150 yards a game. He's just talking about being more involved in the game plan and getting the offensive wide receivers' opinions on how they should approach some of the secondary guys that they're going to be playing. I don't really think we're talking about something subversive here or anything kind of crazy here. Okay, and Kevin Patullo is told how to build the game plan. And he goes, what's the overall philosophical philosophy on how you want to approach a game? Well, we're going to be a run dominant football team. Okay, a run dominant football team. So we're going to start there as a run team. And then we're going to build out. AJ's problem is that he wants it to be more, why can't we have more balance in the approach and more of a feel for the game? I think he thinks that the situational play calling is not very good. And he just thinks it's too choppy. It's one or the other. Right? It's one or the other. That's why the quarters look so different. 1 week you're going here, 1 week you're going there. The next series you're over here. There's really no flow to it like you see on the defensive side of the football. I don't really think that this is like all of a sudden, this is something out of the ordinary when we're talking about building a game plan. I think he's just basically talking about building a normal game plan. I mean, right? And here, and one of the reasons that you were able to be so successful a year ago was because you had that historic run game. Well, you're not having that now. Like I said, I don't think this is groundbreaking news. That the offensive guys, Devontae Smith and AJ, and to some extent, Jalen. Now, what I'm understanding is that Jalen is all good with the approach. And the quarterback is frustrated with the fact that the quarterback is okay with it. Now, I don't know if I disagree with Jalen, though, too. You're 4-0. And I think until other situations come up when you're not 4-0, Jalen's not going to deviate off that. Why should he? He's 20-1, which makes it hard to develop an offense. Seals, I know Hurts is limited, but as a coordinator, don't call the same play. You have to call the same plays because he's limited. You're not going to call, hey, listen, different disguised plays. I mean, they're the same plays. Defensive coordinators are going to figure that shit out. Listen, like I said, I don't think this is groundbreaking. Like all of a sudden, like we're breaking news here. This is not breaking news. That you would want to have more of a balanced approach. I don't really think it's about X number of offensive passing plays. Now, this is my take. I don't think it's about like, hey, let's run 10, 15 pass plays here, and let's see if we can get 15 or 20 pass. I think it's more about the feel. And I think he has a problem with the feel of the game. Don't you get this? Don't you get this here that when you watch Vic call defenses, Vic takes the analytics that apply to how he wants to call the game and he uses them. And there's more of a flow with how he calls defenses, when to bring blitzes, when not to bring blitzes. It's not a clean operation on the offensive side. It's choppy. I mean, it's completely choppy. Right? See, right here. You see this fucking guy? Season's over. What are you talking about? They're trying to correct problems after 12 quarters. What's your problem? What do, dude? You don't see there's an issue? And the season's over? Boy, I tell you what, thank God you weren't on the boat with fucking Columbus. He'd have turned the boat around. Hey, Nick, if you were on the boat with Columbus, he'd have turned the boat around. I mean, hang in there, man. They're trying to correct it. They want to be great. There's nothing wrong with being great or wanting to be great. Okay? I mean, it's the play designs and route concepts. It's not the quarterback. It's not the coordinator. Yeah, because they're simple, because the quarterback is not a complex quarterback. It's never going to be. You're not going to have You're not going to have a complex passing game. You're just never going to have it. You don't have a complex quarterback. Dude, you know what you surrender? You surrender having a high-end passing game because the quarterback is not a high-end passer. End of story. He'll never be consistent. This is not a rip. The organization has built the team correctly, where most organizations fail, even when you have the greatest talent on the planet. If you look at what Liam Cohn is doing right now with Trevor Lawrence, put that into context. They're 3-1, and Lawrence is playing a lot better. Why? He's getting better coaching, and they're putting better players around him. I was talking with Armando Salguero today. The win record is not a quarterback stat. It's a team stat. That is not a quarterback. That's not a quarterback stat. That's not a quarterback number. He's the quarterback on that team. That's not his number. That's the unit's number. That's the defense's number. That's everybody that's on the 53-man roster's record. It's a team sport. That's not Jalen Hurts' record. Jalen Hurts is who he is. And he wins with that football team. Okay? He's never going to be high end. Like when you watch Dak Prescott throw the ball, you're never going to see Jalen Hurts like that. I mean, I'm not telling you that Dak's a better quarterback. I'm not. He's more skilled. That doesn't win games. Hey, you can have the most skill of any player at that position. That doesn't mean you're going to win ball games. We see that played out every year. We see that in the draft. We see that constantly with everybody. Hit the guys. This is really not a rip. He plays within his skill set. He does. He plays within his skill set. And his brilliance is in his mind with how smart he sees the game. Again, that's not the point I'm making here. I just said that. Guy throws for 400 yards and loses. That's not the point I just made. He'll always be a more skilled passer. That doesn't make him a better quarterback. Once again, you missed the point, as usual. Sills, why are we running 8-yard comeback routes? Because they're low turnover plays. Brady ran those. Dude, those are simple plays that have, excuse me, that have low turnover. It's a right approach. It's not a bad approach. Listen, I swear to God, I'm not ripping Jalen Hurts here. Not every get this. I've made this point to you 1,000 times. Do you think that Peyton Manning was a better quarterback than Troy Aikman? Yes or no? Well, Troy Aikman was put in a box and had to play a certain style of football. Troy won more than Peyton. Facts. Not a better player. But he played within a system on that team. And they won 3 Super Bowls. Were in numerous NFC championship games. Okay? Brock Purdy is a better quarterback passing the ball than him. Yes. Absolutely true. He reads defenses way better than that guy. That doesn't make him better. You're missing the point. Yes, really. He's done things in the passing game Hurts will never do in his life. Yes. But Hurts is doing things for his team that Purdy will never do. Bro, it's not a goof. Aikman only averaged 170 yards a game in his career. I don't know. He won 3 Super Bowls. Was he better than Peyton Manning? Absolutely not. Get this. That's not what I said. Sills, the offense won't be better until probably by the bye, especially with all the injuries in the O-line. Maxon, correct. Right now, your offensive line. Well, let's take a look at the numbers. And let's take a look at the trends after 4 games on where the Philadelphia Eagles are. Here's the Eagles right now, offense. You're 30th in total yards. There's only 2 teams worse than you. You're 31st in passing. There's only 1 team worse than you. You're 16th in rushing. You're in the middle of the pack. There lies the problem. Last year, you were trending as number 1. By the way, these first 4 games, this is who you are right now. Again, you see this? These are not stats. These are trends on what you've been doing for the first 4 weeks. And by the way, for the record, this has gone on not for 4 weeks. This has gone on for 21 weeks of the regular season. Because all these numbers and these trends are carrying over from last year, except one, rushing. You were 29th in passing last year. You're now worse than you were a year ago. That's after 21 games. 21. And that right there is the issue with your run game. 16th. Now, here's something to keep in mind to show you that it can get better in the run game. You are number 1 right now in 3 and outs in the NFL. Your defense is keeping you in football games. You know when Xander and John are saying they're playing well? John and Xander are right in a way. They may not look it, but what Vic is doing, he's keeping that team afloat until this offense can get healthier, in my opinion. Plus, you played 4 really good football teams. You're number 1 in red zone. You get down inside the red zone, you score. That's a great thing. Here's the problem. Okay? Here's the problem with that. If you're number 1 in 3 and outs and your run game is not going to get better, that red zone number, it's irrelevant. You're 8th on 3rd down, which is good. You're 8th on 3rd down, not because of your passing game. You're 8th in third down because of Hurts taking off and running. That 8th on third down is all Jalen Hurts. That's who you are right now. That's what you're trending. Now, does it get better? It depends on the health of your O-line. I'm telling you who you are right now. I'm not telling you what you can be or what you're going to be yet. I don't think we know yet. I think we got to see when this football team gets healthier. The quarterback's not going to improve. The only thing that's going to improve is going to be the run game. And that's all going to be contingent on what? Your O-line. Your O-line is letting you down. Now, let's put out something else into context here. I've dubbed, and I'll always say, September's the Liars Month. Do I believe these trends will continue? I don't know because of health. Lane Johnson's not a young man. I don't know how healthy he's going to continue to be. He's been hurt since pretty much the first game of the year. Landon Dickerson has not been healthy since, I don't know, OTAs. I mean, and Cam Jurgens is playing the worst of all of them. Now, you play Vita Vea. Vita Vea is going to beat people up. Okay? You're going to beat people up. Only thing I don't understand is the outrage for the Eagles doing exactly what you are supposed to do. Tailor an offense around the quarterback's strengths. AJ sickens me because you took the money, what this was, and he knew what this was. I'll say it and shut up. Dude, Marshall's right. Hey, dude, you took the $6 million. You knew the offense was going to be built around the quarterback. I think the guy has a fucking ass with the fact that the offense is not built around him. That's my opinion. He didn't say that. That's my opinion. That guy has an ass that the offense is built around Barkley and Hurts, and AJ's got butthurt over it. And that's why they're not involved. And that's why he's pissed off. And to Big Marshall's point, hey, shut the fuck up. You're 20-1. Either go with it or get the fuck out. I'm with you. I mean, yeah, but somebody's in you. Y'all act like we win without AJ. Hey, man, get this. If you're going to be a distraction in the locker room, they are winning without him. AJ doesn't want to be a decoy. Sills, from what I've seen, the offense, 3-and-outs are killing us right. They're killing you guys. They're number one. You're number one by far in 3-and-outs. Okay? Everyone got to sacrifice personal stats. Hey, Denny, do you remember AJ said he had to work on that the most? Remember that press conference he did? He said he's got to work at being a better teammate and understanding the parameters around playing in a team concept. He said that earlier, right? I think he's struggling with that right now. And I don't think he can handle that. The play calling is atrocious. Okay, 750. Why do you think the play calling is atrocious? Our O-line is 60% injured. Edge position is depleted. CB2 is still a question mark. We need to actually scheme AJ up. So let me ask you this. You 750. Why do you think play calling's atrocious? Why do you think the play calling's bad? Actually, I think the play calling is exactly to the quarterback skill set. The play calling doesn't look any different than it did a year ago. What's happening is the running game's exposing the passing game. Hey, let me ask you this. How many people in here believe the lack of a running game is exposing the passing game? That's what's happening. No, it's not, Gabe says. Abe says. Abe says the lack of running game is not exposing the 31st worst passing team in football. Really? If you didn't have a running game last year, it would have been exposed. You're 30 fucking first. You were 29th. And dude, in 21 games, you went from 29th to 31st in passing. What are you talking about? Does Vic scheme his personal better than Petula? Absolutely. Even with injuries, our D manages. When Jalen's throwing the rock, this team explodes. Both Super Bowls. Prove it. No. Okay? The lack of passing game is exposing the running game, actually. You didn't win the Super Bowl last year and get to the Super Bowl with your passing game. You got to the Super Bowl because of your running game. Dude, they took the football out of the hands of the quarterback a year ago for a reason. They built the offense the way they should with Barkley and Hurts. You're missing this. They're doing it right. Get this. Here's the only difference. AJ's bringing it up. Shut the fuck up. Seals, teams are stacking the box now. Who cares about last year? Well, you carried the same offense over, Crowley. That's why. How about this? How many people see the same offensive passing game as a year ago? No? Of course you don't. I don't blame AJ for bitching, honestly. Okay? It's about stats for wide receivers. I don't know about that. He sounds like a guy who just wants to be involved. This is a really good take here. I'll tell you a guy who should be bitching all the time is Dallas Goedert. That guy's never involved in a game plan. Remember Dallas Goedert complaining a year ago? Hey, he wishes he was involved more in the game plan? Goddard has never gotten the targets or numbers he could have either. But, again, I think his injuries play a lot with that. You never hear him complain? Mike, I heard him say something a year ago after the first 4 games. He said he wishes he was involved more in the pass game. We run on first and second up the middle. Yeah, there's zone runs. The passing game would be better with McKee. Dude, if you see McKee in a football game, the Cowboys will have a better record than the Eagles. Come on, man. Seals, like you said, the defense has been keeping us in games. And hell, we even been in games lately because of our defense and our special teams. Yeah, the block field goal, 2 of them, right? You guys have been playing really good in special teams. By the way, Vic Fangio is a gold mine. Hey, Vic Fangio saying the NFL's rigging games. All the people in Philly media didn't get it. Big Sills did. Did you hear how he said they're rigging games? How the NFL's rigging games? Vic gave you a nugget. Nobody bet on it. I don't think winning is sustainable unless Barkley gets going. Right now, it's a one-man show with Jalen. Once we get Barkley going, the pass game opens. The pass game will never open when that happens. They'll go back to what they did a year ago. Guys, stop thinking the passing game is going to be an integral part of your offense. It's not. Why? Where are you getting that from? That would make sense how Howie looking for receivers. This offense will not change. And it shouldn't. Why? 20-1. That's right. Bye, AJ. I'm done with themselves. I'm going to get to that topic here in a minute. Big Marshall. I'm not changing it either. And remember what, hey, Marshall, remember what I said to you at the beginning of the year. Remember in the offseason? I hope some of you remember this. I said this. I went through your schedule. Now, I said this. This is when I thought you were healthy in the O-line. I said, I don't see a defensive line out there that could stop your offensive line. You'll be favored in every football game moving forward. You'll be favored in every game. Well, that's not the case anymore because I don't believe you have the best O-line in football right now. It's not playing well. I think you got to come to grips with this. That football team does not have a very good offensive line right now. And, here's John's take. Well, compared to the rest of the league, well, the fucking Philadelphia Eagles are built on that O-line. Everything they do is contingent on that O-line. Passing, the run game, the controlling of the football game. Same thing with your defensive tackles. There's a reason that you went with the 13th pick and the 9th pick in the draft to control the interior of the defensive line, right? There's a reason you do that. There's a reason you spend $50 million on your OTs, 20 on your guard, and another 20 on your center. Why do you think you spend that kind of resources? Because that's how your team's built. Your team's built that way. Listen, follow the money on this. Don't listen to me. That's how the team is built. And the reason that you can have the luxury, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are luxuries. They're luxuries. You know why? Like here, you know what the flaw in the New York Giants getting Malik Neighbors was? So Malik Neighbors is on a football team that has one offensive tackle and one decent OT on that Giants team. It's the left tackle, right? The rest of that shit's garbage. Why in the world would you draft a wide receiver number one when you've got a $5 offensive line? It makes no sense. You can't build a team from the perimeter in. You build it from the interior out. And the Eagles know that. And that's why they dominate. There's two positions that they're always going to look for, and that is defensive tackle and O-line. And they're going to have the best offensive line coach in football, which all of that is connected. This is Jalen Hurts' worst offensive line. This might be his worst offensive line since high school. You think he had a bad O-line at Alabama? You think he had a bad O-line at Oklahoma? He hasn't had a bad O-line until right now. That dude's played with great offensive line and great skilled people everywhere he's gone. He's had the luck of the football gods in his eyes. Bama, Oklahoma, and Philadelphia. What do they all have in common? Great skilled people and great O-lines. I mean, it's a quarterback's dream. Plus, you had organizations that knew how to evaluate talent. Those motion 3x1 half side looks with flood and dagger concepts makes me laugh. KP thinks he's slick. Those things ain't fooling anybody. If that's what you're saying. They're not complex. That shit that he's posted there, those motion 3+1 half side looks with those flood daggers, dude, that's a fucking high school offense. That doesn't fool anybody. I know what he's doing. They're 5-yard hitch passes. You see all this shit that Will right here is posted? They're never going to throw past the 5-yard or the 10-yard line. 10-yard passes, all underneath. Flooded, down, underneath, low turnover play. That's not complex. Any moron knows that. It's predictable. Correct. Absolutely. AJ just wants the offense to have more balance in the approach. I don't think there was a number thing. Nobody told me there was a number. Like he wants 14 catches. I didn't hear that. This Broncos defense is going to terrorize this offense this week. I don't know. That's a pretty damn good defense they have. Okay? No, Tony, that's what we're saying. No, I got it. I know what you're putting down there. I don't see Bo Nix coming into town and beating us. Bo Nix? You mean the Broncos? I think the Broncos are good. How about this? I think the Broncos are probably better than the Cowboys. Okay? They're better than the Cowboys, whatever that means to you. I mean, their defense, they got really good personnel on that side of the ball. Guys, and their play caller is pretty crafty. And Sean Payton. Like, he's not bad. They spent the money because Lurie wanted to watch a prolific offense. Now Lurie wants to host a Super Bowl, and winning will achieve that. No way. Shady, you're going to help him achieve that by spending money on tax money to retrofit Lincoln Financial for a dome. That's what's coming. You understand that? He ain't paying for it. You are. You think Jeffrey Lurie's going to pay for a dome? He's going to get taxpayer money, and you're going to pay it. The guy just sold, what was it, 10% or 8% of his franchise for like double what he paid for the franchise in itself. What was it, $180 million he bought, $90 million he bought the Eagles? He just sold 9% of it for $9 billion. That money ain't going into retrofitting for a dome. It's going into his pocket. He already said he's not paying for it. Sills, Vic called Bo Nix Baker Mayfield's little brother. I saw that, and I heard that. Hit the like button, guys. Appreciate it. Sills, thanks for the birthday shout out. Oh, my God, that's you, Denny? Hey, Denny, I'm sorry for, get this, folks. Denny was over on my Cameo, and his girl did a really cool thing. And his girl, I'm hoping that's your girl, Denny, or you're the guy like from Coldplay. And so she sent me, she goes, Dan, could you do something for Denny on his birthday? Xander, you're going to love, hey, Xander, tell me you think this is Sileo. So she goes, can you wish him a happy birthday? And I said, hey, dude, happy birthday. Hope everything's great. Glad you watched the show. Great, right? I forget to say the guy's fucking name. So I go over to Instagram and I go, listen, I think I forgot to say the name. And I went like this. I said, so I went out in my backyard and I said, Denny, I'm sorry, dude. I forgot to say the name. Denny, happy birthday to you, dude. So, hey, Denny, so you got two of them, Denny, for the price of one. CTE's real. That's what I said. Dude, it's an honor to do that for you. Happy birthday to you, my friend. And tell your chick, thank you very much. That was really cool of you. Yes, thank you. Honor to be able to do that. Denny, I've always been a little kind of like shy in signing autographs and doing shit like that, but I'm glad. Happy birthday to you, bro. Keyword Sills right now. O-line is obviously hurt. I agree with you, King. Okay? I agree with you. Eating crow like last year, Big Sills. Not this year, boss. 4-0. And don't want to watch boring, frustrating. Kyle's like, hey, Kyle, you are a Philadelphia fan and what I've learned what a Philadelphia fan is. Here, watch this. You tell me if I'm right. Those of you in Philly, we're 4-0. What the fuck's going on? Huh? We look like St. Joe's Prep's offense. Wait, they're better. We look like Lehigh. Holy shit. Who the hell's running this offense? I mean, right? What do we got here? Who's that coach that everybody hated back in the day that took over for Buddy? We got that guy running the team here. The fuck's going on? We've won 20 of 21 games. Gotta be kidding me. Holy shit. This guy's like Rich Kotite. Who the fuck's running our team? Rich Kotite? Fucking hilarious. 20 or 21. 20 or 21. And you guys got everybody going. Who's running the team? Chip Kelly? I mean, yeah. Get this. Look at this stupid fucking take from this fucking moronic dude. Patullo's new. Already. Click out. Why would I give the offense to a fucking guy and it's new and there'd be bumps and bruises? Why would you do that? Hey, let me give the offense of a Super Bowl football team to a guy where he's learning on the job. Really? Learning on the job. Kyle, thank you, bro. The hell's going on around? I sound like Lombardi. LJ, that wasn't a shitty take, though. LJ, that's not a shitty take on a team that's going to grow with a new quarterback or a rookie quarterback. Okay? I mean, but with a Super Bowl champion, why are you having on-the-job training? The Eagles put me... Oh, my God. Fibrillation. This is fucking great. I like it. I just don't understand how they can make plays for the tight end, but not Brown. Makes no sense at all. They're using him as a decoy. So wait a minute. I thought earlier in the year, when AJ said he was being zoned up, so that was a lie? Okay? Look at this. Quit pretending Patullo isn't vetted. I know he was vetted. He was passed over twice. They passed over him twice. I know why now. Sills, did you watch the Broncos versus the Bengals? It was the game of the year. These two O-lines look weak and wideouts dropping like flies. I couldn't watch those two games. They got the four worst fucking football teams and the four worst and explosive teams. The Dolphins are soft. Sills, AJ ain't going to get the ball this week. They're going to double team him again versus the Broncos. So are you trying to tell me A.J. Brown can't get open? Well, then A.J. Brown should be traded. Pull a Belichick. Bench Lane, put in Fred. Thoughts? Yeah, no. Hey, Josh, thanks for the super, bud. How about this? No. I'll take a 32% Lane Johnson over just about 75% of the NFL. Okay, Josh? Is that fair? I'll take a 32% Lane Johnson over 75% of the offensive tackles in the league. I mean, come on there, Josh. You're talking about a historic player. I see AJ take plays off the last game. I did too. I hope Hill comes back next year. Guns. He won't be back for 2 years. That's not that kind of injury. I got a cousin named Carmine. We are the best team for 2 years. We don't turn the ball over, and we're number one in the red zone. Get ready to shave that head, Butterbean. Hey, let me just tell you this. I'll be saying this to you, okay? Mind your own guts. Mind your own guts. And then I'm assuming you're a Brooklyn person. So I may have to go to Bayside, or I don't know. I may have to go to Howard Beach. I don't know where you are, Carmine. But I got people who know people in that neck of the woods. You know? Hey, Carmine, if you're in Howard Beach, you're in trouble. Okay? If you're in Bayside, you're in trouble. You're in Hoboken, you're a Jersey guy? Fuck that. Don't worry about it. You're all right. I don't got anybody in Jersey. I don't know anybody in Jerseys. Holy cow. Speak English, Sileo? Big Sil's rules. Sills, now that Tyreek Hill went down, are the Dolphins going to fire sale for picks? They just won. I don't think so. Hey, Bradley Chubb, go get him. Sills, I want AJ to be involved. But if a guy like Jalen Carter can say, I don't see about sacks. I don't care about sacks. I care about wins. Then AJ can have the mentality too. No question. No, he can't. Bro, wide receivers don't think like that. I don't need sacks. I don't need anything. Wide receivers don't talk like that, Umberto. They're doing this. I want to win, and I want the numbers. And sometimes the numbers, that tells you where I'm at. They have the 31st worst passing offense in football right now. And he's on it. Holy shit. Hey, AJ, you're on the second worst passing team in pro football. How do you think he feels about that, folks? AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, and Devontae Smith are on the second worst passing team in pro football. The reigning Super Bowl champions, the worst show on turf. The worst show on fucking turf. It's fucking classic, man. I've never seen anything like it. Who's the worst offense with all the contending teams in the NFL? The Philadelphia Eagles. Why? Well, because they can't throw the ball. They can't throw the ball. Jesus criminy. They can't throw the ball. Woo! Hey, by the way, it ain't me complaining. It's your own players complaining. The most boring show on turf. Can't blame AJ for being pissed. By the way, I'm not the one complaining. Your boy is. Hey, M. Reyes, don't get mad at me. AJ's the one complaining. Teams are going to double Brown minus the Giants because they know how to stack the box for Barkley. Teams off season studied this shit. They sure did. Okay? What does the Eagles being the worst offense in the NFL say about the rest of the league if we're already 4-0? Your 4-0 record's a fraud. Like your 2-2 record was a year ago. Because you're 4-0? Well, you think you're better than last year? How many people think your offense is better than last year after 4 games versus last year's 4 games? This will be good. Here's a good question. Let's go offense. How many people think your offense is better this year after 4 games compared to last year? How many people believe that? Well, yeah, fraud. Last year's 2-2 record was fraud. I mean, right? The 2-2 record last year was a fraud record, right? You went on to win a Super Bowl. So it wasn't real. Why would you believe your 4-0 record now? September. Those of you that are posting that, last year's team went on to win a Super Bowl. They were 2-2. I mean, why are you buying this team? Why? That's a true statement there. They were a drop Saquon Barkley pass from being 3-1. Yeah. Seems the same. Abe says that your offense is the same as it was a year ago after 4 games. You buying that? You're not younger on offense. Where are you younger on offense? Well, you beat the Packers in the opening. Last year, you lost to fraudulent teams. Falcons and both Saints didn't make the playoffs. You didn't lose to the Falcons. Oh, you didn't lose to the Saints. You lost to the Falcons. Last year's teams were lesser than the teams you played now. Oh, by the way, I remember in that 23 year, you guys beat the Bills. You beat the Chiefs. You beat the Cowboys, who were playing good. You beat a couple good teams in a row. Then it went south. Dolphins were putting up big points then. Yep. Then it went the other way. Sills, I don't think any wide receiver wants to run cardio during a game. And we thought the passing game couldn't be worse than last year, and it is. 2011 Dream Team. Eagles offense is better than the 25 offense. So 2011 Dream Team Eagle offense is better than the 2025 offense. Wow. That's what Vince Young and them dudes, right? We are being gaslit by Sirianni and players that a 4-0 record means we are showing somehow excelling and we're being led off a cliff. If something doesn't change. We are being gaslit by Sirianni and players that a 4-0 record means we are somehow excelling. We are being led off a cliff if something doesn't change. Let me ask you this, Sig. That sounds like you believe that this could be a 2023 thing. Is that what you're saying? I'll tell you this. If Sirianni allows this offense and this team to go off the rails, you're going to question the guy's leadership as the head coach of the team again. Sirianni's is as inconsistent as the Eagle offense is as a head coach. It's going to be all right. Listen to the locker room speech. Hard to win in the NFL. All true. His leadership is not in question. His offensive mind is. Sounds like to me, AJ's questioning that. I mean, I say it here. He says it there. Make Vic the head coach. No, I don't want Vic in that role. Vic's not a head coach. Let's all stay in our lanes here. Can't have your cake and eat it. Cry, baby Brown, get your $36 million, be quiet player, or take a pay cut. We will throw you the ball every play. Let's go, Howie. We are paying him. It's that simple. Hey, listen. Here's to Marshall's point here. Can't have your cake and eat it. He's right. Either you want to win. Hey, Marshall, let me ask you this. Tell me if you think this analogy works. Because I heard Michael Jordan say this. Phil Jackson went to him and said this. Hey, you want to win NBA championships? You can't lead the NBA in scoring. You can't lead the NBA in scoring. You got to get everyone else involved, and you've got to go out, and everybody else has to have a role. You can't score 39 a game anymore. You've got to get it down to 25, pass the ball to Pippen. Let Scotty be part of the offense and let everybody else have a role on the team and create a role. Jordan never won a scoring title when he won a NBA championship again. You think there's any coincidence to him having to surrender points? So that in light of his basketball team winning NBA championships, Jordan didn't win a title for 9 years. But he had to cut his points down. Right? He had to cut his points down. And that's what he ended up doing, sacrificing his numbers. Right? If we can't have a consistent offense, it's going to make it tougher on the defense. That's right. Dude, AJ's not wrong. He wants to be part of the offense. Feels like 23 except two differences. Barkley, if you think he's not going to start going off any moment, you're crazy. Hurts is way better with the blitz. Carmine, he's not. Let's see. Let's take a look after 4 games of where he is in sacks. Let's go down the list here and see where Hurts is in sacks. By the way, I'm assuming it's not going to be high because Jalen Hurts and that passing offense, it's very limited. So let's take a look at sacks. So Hurts is right now 8th in sacks taken. Ward's 1, Lamar's 2, Kyler Murray, Drake May, Geno, Stroud, Rodgers, then Hurts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Jalen Hurts is 7th right now in sacks taken. And let's put it in proper context. Attempts. He's 7th in taking sacks. And Jalen Hurts is 26th in attempts. That's not a good ratio. You're at the bottom of the league and throwing the ball with attempts. And you're 7th in sacks. You tell me if he's doing well against the blitz. I mean, you're inside the top 10. You throw the ball the least, but you're still getting sacks and taking sacks. Here, let's take a look at the guy. Here, let's do this. Dak Prescott has 166 passing attempts. He's taken 6 sacks. Jalen Hurts has 100 attempts, and he's taken 9. I don't know. Dak's got a better pocket presence. He's better in the pocket. I don't have a better team around him. And I'm not saying he wins. I can't wait till Howie finds a consistent blocking receiver. Cry baby Brown out of here. Anybody want my Brown jersey? I'll give it to you for 20 and 1 cent. They'll throw in a free book as well. Damn, Marshall. Marshall wants him out of here. Okay? Dak's having a great year. Dak is not better. Dak Prescott's a better passer in the pocket than Jalen Hurts will ever be. That doesn't make him a better quarterback. Are you trying to tell me you think Jalen throws the ball as effectively and is a better thrower of the football than Dak? You're out of your fucking mind. If that's the case, why don't the coaches use it then if he's better? You don't have a historic run game. Why aren't they throwing it then? If he's so good, why aren't they throwing it? Your run game's not that good. Your run game's average. If all that's so, Kevin Patullo. Well, then why isn't Kevin Patullo running pass plays? Offense has gone south since Hurts started setting his own protections. Interesting. Let me write that down. I don't think the offense, Kyle, passing game has gone down since he set the protections. That's not a shitty observation. And you've got 21 games. People are going to go like this. What do you do in the Super Bowl? I get it. I mean, again, the Super Bowl is different than playing in a regular season week in and week out. Would you trade AJ for Sauce Gardner? If I'm the Jets, absolutely not. Why would I do that? Gardner's younger. You don't have a quarterback in New York right now. Depends who the quarterback is. Dude, you got a running back playing quarterback in New York. Justin Fields is terrible. I said that on draft day. You know what some people in here were actually telling me? Seals, you see Justin Fields run a 4.4? I went, so what? What's that got to do with playing quarterback? My friend, once again, winning and losing is not a quarterback stat. It's a team stat. But you're talking clutch games, Hurts won't make the mistake. Dak and Mayfield will. Jalen Hurts is not going to make the shitty play. But he's not going to make the spectacular play. I'll take the don't make the shitty play. Don't make the shitty play is going to make me win more games. I mean, that's more important. You're proving that. Seals, you missed my last super. Xander, Jason said he had a super. If we can do that. Let's see here. The injuries are starting to pile up, and the O-line is a concern. Can we even make it to week 9 bye? We have already had a lot in and out on both sides. I don't think you're very deep at both. And your backups on O-line and defensive line, I don't think it's what it was a year ago. By the way, are you under the impression there's not better passers in the game? Herbert's a better passer. All these guys that don't make them better quarterbacks. I think you guys don't know the difference between skill and playing the position. Brady may be one of the least skilled players in the history of the league. Did he have a big arm? No. Did he have any kind of athleticism and speed? No. Was he a guy who threw to spots? Yes. Brady didn't have a gun or an arm. He knew where to throw the ball. He was a savant in studying the game. But at the end of the day, that's what wins ball games. I mean, Tom Brady, look at Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is not a very athletic guy. Nobody would ever confuse that guy. Aaron Rodgers is superior to him. But Manning's a better quarterback than him. Guys, I think you think, well, this guy throws the ball better. Okay. Well, what's in Jalen's toolbox? Well, he can extend plays with his wheels. Those other guys can't do that. Jalen's got more tools not to have to rely on being not the greatest passer. Brady and Peyton Manning had to be spectacular passers and readers of defense. Hurts doesn't. You know why? He's got another tool in that box known as his athleticism and being able to get out in the perimeter. He's got more tools to go on and lean on than what those other guys did. That's why he doesn't have to be spectacular as a passer. Okay? Okay, once again, dude, Mike Tomlin picks his coaches. Your boy doesn't. They're better passers because they're on schedule. Correct. This is a man who knows what he's talking about. Any quarterback who can read well enough to be on time with his throws is better than anybody quarterback who can't, period. Fuck that stupid ass running shit. Jalen Hurts will never throw on time. He's late. However, because there's such a threat with his wheels, teams are hard to defend him. Jalen Hurts is a very difficult player to defend. And I'm going to say it again. I can't tell you how many times this year that I've watched Jalen Hurts and I said this, man, those coordinators upstairs must be pulling their hair out when that dude gets out in the perimeter and extends those third downs the way he does. That is back-breaking. Do you see Vita Vea's face? When Hurts made one of those plays on third down, he was like this. He put his head up and shook his head. They did everything right. Once again, if he was so fucking accurate, they'd throw the ball more. Don't you guys understand? If the Eagles thought he was accurate, if the Eagles thought he was a good passer, if the Eagles thought he was a really good guy in the pocket, they'd be doing it. They're not. And you're blaming it on the coordinator. It's a philosophical mentality. They don't trust the guy. Or they would do it. What the fuck is so difficult to understand with that? They're not trusting him. Or AJ. Or Devontae. Or they would do it. They would rather run the ball in zone runs with no plays and no space than tell Hurts to throw it. There's your problem. They trusted him in the Rams game because they were desperately behind. This guy's a fucking idiot. You know what he's saying? They trust him, and yet they don't do it. Make that make sense. If all of you, on what you think of Jalen, think so highly of him, too bad your coaches don't. Your coaches don't think like you. All of you in here who say he's accurate, he's good in the pocket. Funny, the people that make those decisions don't believe that. I mean, this is not me. This is what's going on. You're fighting with me and arguing with me over shit they're doing. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. If everything you're saying is true, he's good, he's great, he throws on time, why aren't they doing it? Why is AJ bitching? Why? Oh, I know. It's another excuse of a coordinator. You don't make sense. Most of the Eagle fans in here, you're coming up with excuses and looking for people to fall on the sword for. Yes, Joseph, the Eagles are stubborn. Correct. Because if they believed what RC3 and the rest of these people thought, they would do it. This team is built around team first players. If Crybaby Brown wants to be a Hall of Famer, he can go, he could do it on the 0-4 Titans. You imbecile, supporting this complaints, go follow him we want winners. Big Marshall's not wrong. AJ's going to talk himself off this football team. Okay, I'll tell you what. Go get me DK Metcalf. I think he could probably do the same fucking bullshit that AJ's doing. Go get me somebody like that. Somebody that blocks in the run game. A big-bodied guy. I don't want some Jamar Chase. That's useless in this offense. I want a big back. I want a big receiver. Is he as good? No. But at least he'll be part of it. Becton being missed in the O-line. Run pass affected. I guess. So what? You're blaming Steen? Listen. No, not really. His approach is flawed. I bet Josh Allen and Mahomes would love to have AJ. I put my house on it. Just the facts. Of course. Josh Allen has dog shit in Buffalo. Blame the quarterback? For what? Being 20-1? Dude, James, when you say you blame the quarterback, they'll always fire back 20-1, and he's not wrong. The quarterback is right. The receiver's right. The receiver's approach is flawed. Why doesn't he just walk up to his fucking guy and go, this is bullshit? Maybe that's what he said on the sideline. Seals, honestly, if Brown leaves, who the fuck are we going to get? Bro, think about it. I'm with you. You've got to get somebody out there on that side of the ball that's got that kind of gravitas out there that people are going to have to go, I got to defend that. Absolutely. Like, you would need somebody like Justin Jefferson. Jefferson would hate this team. No top flight wide receiver is going to play here. Why would they? For what? Ever since the worst thing ever happened to A.J. Brown was Saquon Barkley. Am I wrong? The worst thing ever happened to A.J. Brown is Barkley. Right? They trust Barkley more. They're running him into zone runs with people flooding the zones. And they're not throwing A.J. the ball. They trust that more than Hurts getting the ball to A.J. Is that facts? Folks, think about it. They are trusting Saquon Barkley to run in the offensive lines that are flooded with people bringing pressure. They trust that play more than throwing it out to A.J. Brown. If Jalen's so good, why don't they start calling pass plays? Why don't they stick with the pass game? Seals. And when Laurie was too open about having Van Sumeren as Saquon's fullback, dude, Van Sumeren, or I should say Van McMullen, was supposed to be a major part of like putting a fullback back there, and they were going to run that fullback set. You imagine AJ would have blew a nut on that if they would have started running I formation and zone runs. Holy shit, he would have went nuts. Because you know what the chances of you getting the football are? 25% less. Hey, I'll tell you what, RC3, you're right. The 39th, you're right. It's all good. They were desperate, asshole. What a stupid comment, man. Suck it up. They don't trust him, or they would be doing it. Guys, you told me after the Rams game that they were going to start opening up the offense. No, they didn't. What happened? RC3, how come they didn't open it up? If he's so good in the pocket, and to embrace his stats with him in the pack and him in the pocket, why aren't they doing it? Why not? We have Cameron Latu, though. He's just new to football, and he's probably still learning. Dude, Pat, I am not putting anybody in training wheels around Jalen Hurts ever. I'm putting the most qualified people I could put around that man. If I've got let me ask you this, guys. If you had Secretariat, would you put a new rider on him? Or would you put one of the most experienced riders in the history of thoroughbred racing to get you around the stakes to win a Triple Crown? Would you take a first-year rider and put him on Secretariat? Or would you put the most experienced rider on him? That makes no fucking sense. The quarterback is elite. And what he's being asked to do in this organization, okay? He's right. This is right. The coaches have the perfect scheme. It can't be stopped. 20-1. Everything he's saying so far is dead on. Thank you, Marshall, for this. Why you people can't see this bothers me. Why you can't see this bothers me. Marshall's right, folks. He's elite in what he's being asked to do. Yes. Everything is right here. As a skill set, Marshall doesn't care about skill set. Probably correct. Okay? Again. But remember something. They're not asking the quarterback to do things like anybody else does at that position because the team is so good. Hurts is not a very good thrower of the football, okay? They built a team around that. That's why they run the ball more. Get this. This number's crazy. Through 4 games, the Philadelphia Eagles have been outscored 327 yards. The 4th worst margin in the NFL. You're not blowing teams out because you're not running the ball. Can't throw it. It's evident you can't throw the ball. You're winning it with the quarterback and the defensive coordinator. O-line's playing horse shit. Let me give you some grades here. It's not the coordinator. Yes. Marshall's hitting grand slams today. Dead on, dude. We don't say that very often to each other. Dead on. Dead on. This is not really a rip. Here. Teams. Eagles. We go over the depth chart here. I'll tell you this. Jalen Hurts as a quarterback and what he's being asked to do. First 4 games, which is now trends. What would I give that quarterback? Non-statistics and non-numbers and all that. AJ for Christian Gonzalez. Vrabel gets his boy back. AJ for you better dig a little deeper than just one guy, Christian Gonzalez. That's not cutting it. And I'm not giving AJ Brown up right now. 4-0 and 20-1. That ain't working. Figuring out ways to win. I don't know. I'll give the guy B+. Saquon Barkley, C-. AJ Brown, incomplete. Devontae Smith, incomplete. I'm not even going to go to Jan Dotson. I'm not even going to go to Goddard. The offensive line, C-. Moro Jomo, C+. Jordan Davis, worst game of the year last week. But all in all, B. Okay, B. Hey, Xander, can I get Vic's Brian Pumper's super chat here? Vic with some high praise for Ringo. Star, he has risen. CB2 has been solidified. Yeah, that's not what I heard. Zadarius Smith played his best game. Still incomplete. Bond, A. Campbell, C+. Hunt, D-. Adoree Jackson, F. Reed Blankenship, D. Makuba, C+. Quinyon Mitchell, A. And once again, Vic told the people in the room to stop comparing Quinyon Mitchell as a corner. He said he's a nickel. One day, the Philadelphia media will get it that he's not playing corner. He plays nickel. He does not play corner. He is in nickel. It's two different positions. Cooper DeJean, B+. He's a spectacular tackler. Okay? Spectacular. Quinyon Mitchell is having another good year, man. He's really, really good. What do you mean, no Goddard? 3 TDs in 4 games. Okay? Dallas Goedert is not part of your pass game. He's not. He's not part of your pass game. 3 TDs in 4 games? Okay. Well, maybe, okay. I'll tell you what. Goddard's been the only thing in your pass game, so okay. Fair enough, James. It ain't your 2 wideouts, so maybe he's the only thing in your pass game. I think you're right. I'll concede that to you, James. You're right. He's the only thing you have. It ain't the other guys. So you're right. Okay. There's your pass game. It's Dallas Goedert. Y'all really viewed Tanner. Tanner is not a top 10 guy. Who thinks that? My God. You know, the most popular guy on any football team is always the shitty backup quarterback. Give me a break. Give me a grade on Jalen being able to utilize all the all-star talent around him. That's by design, though, dude. That's by design. So wait a minute. Let me get this right. The quarterback has figured out a way to be 4-0, and nobody's involved in the pass game. And the running back is very average right now. Right? Well, somebody's got to get credit for moving the sticks. So it's been Jalen and Goddard? Okay. That's called figuring it out. Seals, go back and watch this guy. Tanner McKee would be a cheap man version of Sam Darnold. Now, whatever that means to you, once you got to those big names or big games, those coconuts that you call Couillons, turn the raisins. Jalen Hurts plays with coconut nuts when he's in big game situations. I got a guy in my X account going, glazing. I'm not glazing. Where in the world do you get me glazing Jalen Hurts? The guy figures out how to move the sticks and win. You can't deny that. Bro, if people only saw, again, there's two different ways of, I don't really think I'm shitting on Jalen. I'm telling you who he is, and some of you don't like it. He wins ball games. He's not elite in the pocket. I like that comment that ever since he's been asked to set protections, the offensive passing game has gone the other way. That's a fact. It's gone the other way. Okay, I mean, it has. Jalen may play like crap for 3 quarters. When it's needed, he makes the play when it's needed. Yeah. Baker Mayfield is a great example of this. Bang, I said this on the Tampa morning show. Mayfield's going to make that interception late in the ball game. Hurts is not. Jalen did nothing to beat the Chiefs, the Rams. I will give you. But he didn't do anything spectacular. You don't have to make the spectacular play to win in this league. Tanner McKee is a freaking backup. You people are stupid. Until his opportunity comes, he's a backup. Who knows? He may go on to become the next Tom Brady. I don't know. But you're in a Super Bowl window with a guy. Wait a minute here. Stop talking like this. 10 months ago, that guy won the MVP award in the Super Bowl. The fuck are you talking about? Like imbecile conversations here. Okay? They say you can't keep winning games like this. But if you look at the team, it's been the last 2 years that they've been playing like this. No, they haven't. What's the difference? Your run game a year ago was number 2 in the NFL next to the Ravens. You were right in the conversation with the Lions, right? Well, that's changed. I mean, look, like I said, here's who you are. The 4 games is a trend. 4 games is a trend. Here's who you are. You're 30th in total offense. A $200 million fucking offense is 30th? You're 31st in passing. You're 16th in running the ball. You're number 1 in 3 and outs. And you're telling me your 4-0 record's fraudulent, like your 2-2 record a year ago was fraudulent. Put that in context. Dude, a year ago, I was wrong about your 2-2. Okay? Because you went on to win the Super Bowl. The 4-0 record is fool's gold. They're not healthy in the O-line. They're not running the ball right. You got a wide receiver that's complaining, and you got an offense coordinator that's being told what to do. There's too many chefs in the kitchen. And the only thing you have, get this, do you know who the smartest guy in the building is right now? It's your quarterback. He's the smartest guy in the building. Kevin Patullo knows more than Jalen Hurts. How about that fucking cocky-eyed comment that he made? Me and AJ have a really great relationship. Hey, thanks, man. Wasn't asking about your love life with him or about you dating with him. I just want you to know whether or not you're connecting and getting involved in the game plan. I know he was asked the question, but I don't give a shit about your love life with AJ Brown. I have a really fabulous relationship over the years. Me and him sit around, swap spit, and then we go to Wawa and we buy shitty pizza together, and we sit around talking shit on how Nick doesn't allow me to really call the plays I want. Everything I don't care about. My favorite, though, is the oh, wait a minute. I got one. Before I bring Z up, I got one last one here for you. Somebody sent this to me. Holy shit. Listening to Kevin Patullo. It's fucking. I thought I was going to kill myself listening to that guy. Yeah, in the first half and this, and I'm going like, you're kidding, right? Here's my favorite fucking line here. So who do you think this is? Before I bring Big Z in, number 1 overall grade on the team. Number 1 defensive grade on the team. Number 1 special teams grade on the team. The 22nd best graded defender in the league. Number 1 overall grade among corners in the NFL. Number 1 coverage grade among all NFL corners. The 5th lowest passing rating allowed. 2nd highest special teams grade in the NFL and has played 91.7 of the team's defensive snaps. Best single grade, 99.9 in NFL history. He's the fastest speed ever recorded in any football game. Can you tell me who that is? Q? No. Do you guys know who that is? Who is that guy? Isaiah Rodgers. That guy should be on the other side. Can you imagine if you had Isaiah Rodgers on the other side of Quinyon Mitchell? Your defense would be 5th in the league. Listen to those numbers. Number 1 overall grade on the team. Number 1 defensive grade on the team. Number 1, he's great in special teams. He is the 22nd best defender in the National Football League. With all that being said, we bring in my boy, Big Z, Xander Krause.
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
Whoa. Man, Isaiah's kicking the shit out of the first 4 games of the year, man. He's the 22nd best defensive player in the National Football League.
Who, Isaiah Rodgers?
Here.
Yeah, he's playing real good, man. I'm happy for him. He always seemed like a real good dude.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles, honestly, they don't miss many evaluations recently, but based on what I've been told, they thought he was a great player, but not a great starter. And he's been a starter there, and he looks pretty damn good. So I'm pretty happy for him. That's pretty good stuff for him, man.
Number 1 overall grade on the team. Number 1 defensive grade on the team. Number 1 special teams grade on the team. 22nd best graded defender in the NFL. Number 1 overall grade as an NFL corner. The number 1 coverage grade among NFL corners. The 5th lowest passer rating allowed. 2nd highest special teams grade in the NFL, has played 91% of the team's defensive snaps. Best single game grade, 99.9 in NFL history. The fastest speed ever recorded in any NFL game is Isaiah Rodgers. I mean, dude, not only did the Eagles miss him, I think the Colts might have missed that too.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not
scenario.
just throw the Eagles on the fire with that there, right?
Different scenario though for the Colts and the Eagles. But no, I'm happy for him. That's pretty good stuff for him. I mean, he's playing really good right now. But it is September, so let's see how it plays.
It is September. That's correct.
Last day of Liars Month. How you feeling on the last day of Liars Month?
Pretty normal. I mean, nobody's really stuck out to me. I've got my top 10 NFL teams. I would
agree with that. I don't think there's any clear, best team right now in football. I think the Eagles are there because they get the benefit and they get the 4-0. Yep. I think the Bills are there because Josh Allen has proven again that he's ready to do what it takes. Ravens have kind of proven to be maybe a little bit of fake. Lions, I think, are good.
Okay.
Packers have been up and down.
Well, here, let me do it now.
You can't tie the Cowboys and put up a 10 spot to – the Packers' last 2 games were pretty bad, weren't they?
Well, they lost to the Browns and they tied the Cowboys.
They put up 10 points on the Browns and lost 13-10, and then they tied the Packers.
Well, here's my 10 teams. I'll give them to you. I got the Chiefs at 10. I got the Chargers at 9. I've got the Steelers at 8. I got the Jags at 7.
Well, that's high.
Well, they're 5th in defense right now.
Okay.
I've got the Bucks at 6. I've got the Seahawks at 5. I've got the Rams 4. I've got the Lions 3. I've got the Bills 2. And I got the Eagles 1.
And who do you have 4?
The Rams.
Who do you have 5?
Seahawks.
Wow, that's high for the Seahawks. We have the same top 4. I'd have Eagles, Bills, Lions. I'd probably go LA at 4 because Tampa took a step. The Chargers took a step. Packers took a step back. Ravens took a step back. And Chiefs, you could maybe make an argument they're back up there after a big win.
Up. I think they're back up. They're 2-2 now, I believe.
They're back up to the top 10, I'd say. So 4, I'd probably put Rams. 5, I'd probably go Kansas City because I'd just given them the benefit of the doubt a little bit.
Okay.
6, I'd probably put Green Bay. 7, I'd probably put – I'm doing this off the top of my head, by the way.
I got it.
So for anybody that – I'm doing this straight off the top of my head. 7, I'd probably put Chargers, probably.
Okay, I got them 9.
Okay, I got them 7. I'll keep them there. 8, I'll go Bucks because I didn't put Bucks at 6. I know you had them at 6. I'll put Bucks at 8. 9 and 10. I think you're right about the Seahawks. I didn't think about them in my top 10, but you might have to put them in there. Jags.
At least the first month.
I don't think I'm going to put the Jags in my top 10 just yet.
Look, you know why I didn't do it? I'm not doing that because of their offense. I'm doing it because their defense is.
What about Colts? Did you have the Colts in your top 10?
You know what? I didn't.
I think I'd rather put the Colts in than the Jags for me.
Let's see.
So 9 and 10, I'd probably go 9. I guess I'll go Ravens because I don't think they're really not a top 10 team. And 10, I'd probably go Colts. And then Seahawks, maybe 11.
Okay.
49ers are there, but they're a little outside my top 10. They're probably 15. They're probably top 15.
Yeah.
I mean, if I went through 15, I'd probably go Colts 10, Seahawks 11, maybe Niners 12. No, maybe Jags 12, Niners 13, Commanders probably 14, and then 15, I don't know, Steelers. I don't know. 15's, I don't know. Could be anybody.
All right. 24 hours after the AJ stuff. What's your thoughts?
24 hours removed. I think the team has got to continue to work to just move past it at this point. I mean, you're 4-0, you know, and that again, that's the main thing. But I think they shouldn't just brush AJ aside like he's just a diva who made some noise on social media. You know, a lot of people I hear who keep saying this thing about why to go to social media. I agree with them. I agree with that take. Like, you don't want, obviously, a player going to social media, but a lot of people just sound like they want to muzzle the dude. You know, like he told you in the media the last 3 weeks that he had an issue. He did it subtly. Would you rather him go up to Nick Sirianni on the sideline and get in his face like Jamar did? Because that would have made a big stink on the media. Would you rather have him called out somebody on the postgame press conference? Because that would have made a big stink in the media. Anything AJ would have done to get this message across, if what he said is making me assume they weren't listening to him behind closed doors, people would have been saying that shit. I don't like muzzling a dude. So I get it. You don't want him to go to social media, but yo, welcome to 2025.
Yeah.
You know, people make statements on social media. That's how they get heard. The president of every country on the planet uses social media. You know what I mean? So I don't really have much of a problem. I think AJ is probably right about the offense, because my whole take on the offense right now through 4 games is last year you were able to win with a sporadic passing game because you had a great running game and a great defense. And those 2 things and other things, but those 2 things mostly balanced out any inconsistencies or inefficiencies you might have had in the passing game. Now you come into this year, your running game's not working. Your defense looks good, but they don't look like a historic defense. Not yet, at least. Maybe they could get there, but not yet through the first 4 weeks. So are we going to be able to ride this way with this margin for error all the way to the finish line? Now, the case against that, Sills, is it's not like we beat, a couple shitty teams. We figured out how to beat the Rams. We figured out how to beat the Bucks, and we figured out how to beat the Chiefs. And those are 3 playoff teams. So, look, I'm not saying that with like I don't believe in the Eagles or I'm out or anything. I'm just saying I think this team is going to have to be a little bit more involved in the offense. And this goes back to all of our offseason commentary. Remember one of my bold predictions that you called me crazy on, which I do look crazy for now based on the first 4 games, but Jalen Hurts going to throw for 4,000 yards because I always assumed coming in you'd have to evolve as an offense and the ball would be put back in his hands a little bit more. So, I think they got to get better. I don't think that's a wrong thing to say, but I don't think it's anything like 23, and I think they're in a good spot. I mean, it's better to be 4-0, but, they still got a lot to improve on, and I think they can improve, and that's the best part,
Yeah, no.
We're a good enough team to say that, to be 4-0 and need to improve.
Football,
yeah,
and you're 4-0, that's not an awful place to be, dude, as long as you know that there's improvement around the corner. Well, let me throw this at you here. So far, you're trending at right now the 30th ranked total offense. You're 31st in passing. You're 16th in rushing. You're scoring 10 points less than you did a year ago. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's not a good output. And by the way, the numbers are out. We are the 30th offense overall, total offense. Passing offense for the 31st offense. Second to last, or the last place is the Titans. Rushing offense, this is where you get real concerned.
16th.
Yep, 16th. So I guess you had these numbers. 7th for the scoring offense, which is pretty good. I mean, we're scoring a lot of points.
And
that's because of the red zone. And we're the number 1 red zone offense.
That's right. When you get in the red zone, but you're also number 1 in 3 and outs.
Yeah, I put that out there on Twitter today. That what I think is going to kill the defense. You can't be getting 3 now.
Yes.
You can't be getting 3 and outs more than any other team in the league.
No.
So, I mean, look, part of me just like, look, I get it. We're 4-0, but like, is there any Eagle fan out there that's just like, you hear this and you're just like, we're the 30th ranked offense? We're the 31st ranked passer. That just doesn't sound good in my ears. Like, I know it's not everything. I got you guys. You don't have to give me the whole spiel that we're 4-0. I know what we are. That just doesn't sound right with a $255 million offense to be that low. I think they got to work on it. I think they got to improve. I think they're all trying to improve. But I think the good news is the red zone. I mean, that's great. That is crazy percentage in the red zone.
Third down 2, 8.
Third downs 2, top 10 in third down. So, I think that's pretty good. There's things to clean up, but overall they've made the most of winning while struggling. And they're going to have to get better, I think, as the year continues to go if they want to continue to, go the distance again this year.
Dude, the passing game has gotten worse than a year ago. I mean, it was 29th last year. Now it's going first 4 games. Last year, 17th, you were 29th. Now you're 33rd. I mean, what the fuck are we doing here? Who's quarterbacking? Justin Fields? What's going on here?
Justin Fields. What's their passing game? 29th. So they got us.
Fields.
They got us beat by 25 yards per game. Look, it's early in the year. I'm not sounding an alarm about it. I don't know. Hey, we're 30th in all of it. I don't know. Everybody tells me we're all good. Okay, I hope.
Don't you feel better about the running attack getting better before you do the passing attack?
The running attack's not going to get better until we can pass the ball.
That wasn't the case a year ago. You were 29th.
That's my point, though. You don't think defenses are giving us different looks this year? Remember, they're not stacking the box this year because they don't want Saquon to go for 60.
So let me ask you this then. All right. So the coordinator feels more compelled to call a play to run your running back into a fucking wall.
Wait, did you hear his explanation for it today? Somebody tagged us in it.
What did he say?
Oh, my gosh. Somebody directly asked him why they keep running into the back, into a stacked box, and his answer was pitiful. Let me read it to you. Somebody tagged us in it.
I mean,
somebody tagged us in this.
So Xander, they'd rather run into zone runs with no running lane then throw the ball to A.J. Brown?
I guess.
That's not trusting the quarterback.
I don't know what they're trying to do, man. I think they've beaten into the quarterback's head that he can't turn the ball over. And now he doesn't throw the ball. I thought John said it nicely this morning talking about A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is like used to being in a run-first offense. He was with it with Derrick Henry. He's been in it every year of his career basically except for 22 and 23. And there was still a lot of running in 22 and 23.
And those were his most productive years.
Right. But this is the case. There are certain plays that are drawn up when the ball is supposed to come to A.J. Brown. There's not many. It's not like Jamar Chase who can get up to 15 targets a game. There's certain plays the ball's supposed to be there. A.J. feels that the ball's not coming out. Now, I think A.J., though, is upset with the philosophy that they put into Jalen's head because they've told him, don't put the ball in the tight windows, don't put the ball in harm's way. And now that's maybe, I think, causing Jalen to not let the ball go and hold on to it and scramble to the right or pick up a first down with his legs because, let's be real, he's more than capable of doing that. So I think that's the problem, and A.J. Brown ain't happy about it. And he should be, he should. I don't know. I have a problem with people who think A.J.'s like nuts. Like, dude, he's A.J. Brown. Like, get him the fucking ball. Seriously, it's not that hard. It can't be this hard. It can't be.
It's not hard. They're telling Jalen not to throw it to him.
I don't know.
What other excuse could it be?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. I guess you're right. I don't know. We're
Get
speculating
this.
at this point.
M. Reyes and all the rest of these guys put all these great numbers about Hurts having all this great success in the pocket. Well, then, Xander, let's ask this then. If he's so good, why don't the coaches think he's that good?
Well, to be fair, I mean, they went to a Super Bowl with Jalen passing.
22?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think
there were RPOs involved in that.
That's where I don't think it's all about Hurts. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say Jalen Hurts has been perfect. I'm not delusional. All right, he hasn't. There's been times where he's got to get the ball out. There's times where his play style
he doesn't throw in time.
It's fine. But at the end of the day, this team and this coach specifically, including Kevin Patullo, have been a part of an offense that had him second in the MVP voting and within one spotty call of winning another Super Bowl. So I don't think they actually believe that he can't do it. I think they've taken on this new persona and they've taken on this new approach to the game where they don't turn the ball over and they're 20 for 21 and they won the Super Bowl in the fashion that they did.
Okay. Well, then they must believe in Barkley more than they believe in Hurts.
Well, they certainly did last year. But
and they certainly are right now.
I don't know if it's about disbelief in Hurts. Because why did they use him in 22?
They take the ball out of his. He's the least used quarterback of any contending team when it comes to volume of throwing the football. Your bosses are taking.
They didn't doubt him in 22, and he got him great results.
Well, they are now. Or if he's this good, get the fucking ball to AJ, bro.
Yeah, I don't think it's about. I don't know. I'm not trying to criticize Jalen right now. That's not my point in this tape.
No. I'm criticizing them.
Yeah, but I don't think it's all about Jalen was my point. I really don't.
Well, then who's it about?
He is a part of the decision because he's the quarterback.
And they've decided to go run zone runs with no lanes.
Remember the offensive line went to Nick at the bye week last year.
Do you understand what makes this no sense is that they really feel that it's better to run a zone run that goes nowhere than to throw the ball to A.J. Brown.
Dude, you think I have an answer to how A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, and this offensive line are the 30th ranked offense? If I did know the answer, I'd have a job in the NFL.
Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? They believe their philosophy, because they're 20-1, is not to have high volume passing and to do exactly what they're doing. You know what they believe? Hitting that nail like this, Xander. Eventually, the other teams are going to break, and they'd have, and that's why you can beat teams with 100 yards.
Well,
because they know these other teams are making mistakes. Look at the two critical mistakes.
Maybe they're right. We've talked about it.
They are right.
Every team is soft in the league nowadays.
But get this: the two biggest mistakes in that Buck game were what? The block punt and the Mayfield interception in the back of the end zone when they were going in. Those two plays won that ball game. The Eagles don't make plays like that.
Well,
They don't make plays like that. They don't make
You're saying they don't make negative plays like that.
They don't make negative plays like that.
They don't. I mean, we have one turnover this year, right? It was the fumble on the Jared Verse sack.
Yeah.
We didn't turn the ball over versus Tampa, right? No.
No, because Barkley missed the block and he
we just had 5 straight 3-and-outs, which
dude, you can
aren't much better, but
so the Eagles are number 1 in 3-and-outs. They're the 31st worst passing team in pro football. They're the 30th worst total offense. And guess what? They win ball games. Why? Because they don't make mistakes.
Well, then why are we?
They got the secret sauce.
Right. So should we not even be debating it?
What you should be is that if it's sustainable. That's been my conversation this week so far.
Which is where I think that run game.
It's about sustainability right now. That's what this is about. This is not going to get better until your run game gets better, because that's what carried you.
Yeah, but I don't think the run game gets going until they can throw the ball.
The pass game didn't set the run up last year. None of that. It didn't set it up.
Yeah, but
you kept telling me last year, Xander, they didn't have to pass because they had an iconic run game. All of a sudden, that's not going to turn around and go, well, hey, you know what? The run game's going to get there when Hurts throws for 300 yards. That ain't happening.
Just keep them clippers ready, Sills.
Not happening this year, Junior.
Yeah, we'll see.
No way. I'll make this point to you, too, here.
I still have pretty unwavering belief that this team could go the distance. Like,
no
easily.
Way.
Like, I've already told my family, I've told my fiance, I said, get ready. We're playing football to February this year. We're going to be busy until the end of February again.
You'll be done by December.
I really believe it. Even with all the things that we talk about, I really think this team, I just don't see it. I don't see how a team is gonna knock them off yet. I don't see it.
Okay. Well, one day someone's going to catch the pass. One day someone's not going to block the field goal.
Yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda.
I know. I know. I saw all that bullshit in 23 too. I saw all that stuff when you guys were beating the Bills.
Have you ever looked back on the numbers for the 2023 Eagles offense?
Yeah, he was 8th.
It's deeper than that though. They were like good across the board. They were good on third down. They were good in the red zone. They were good everywhere. You know, like the scapegoat job that we delivered, Brian Johnson, is criminal. I mean, we hung that man out to dry for one of the worst defenses in football.
Yeah.
But it all worked out because we won a Super Bowl. So it is.
Absolutely. What it is. You had to go outside the building and go get a coordinator. And you finally did. You went outside the building. You passed over Petula twice. And, now you got a pizza maker there calling plays for you. I mean.
Oh, he's not a pizza maker.
Where would you rank him as a play caller in the NFL out of 32 offensive coordinators? I'm curious what you would think.
I don't even know all 32 offensive coordinators in the NFL right now.
You don't have to know all 32. Give me a number. Where would you put him?
Probably 20th.
So the 20th best play caller gets the reigning Super Bowl MVP. I mean, hey,
here's the offensive coordinators. Bills, Joe Brady. He's good.
He's real good.
Miami Dolphins, Frank Smith. Yeah, put him in the stiff pile. New England Patriots, Josh McDaniels.
I like him.
He's solid.
Hey, look what he's doing with Drake May.
Well, yeah, and look what he do. I mean, he was with Brady for a long time. So I like Drake May, actually. New York Jets, Tanner Engstrand. Yeah, put him in the dustbin. Baltimore Ravens, Todd Monken. I know people like him, but I think he might be a little overrated. Bengals, Dan Pitcher.
No.
That's a Joe Burrow offense there. Cleveland Brown, Tommy Rees.
Thank you.
Guy. Pittsburgh Steelers, Arthur Smith. I kind of like him as an
I like him.
Yep. Texans have Nick Caley. Indianapolis Colts have Jim Bob Cooter.
Boy, do I like him.
You do?
I do.
He was with Jacksonville with Doug.
Yeah, I like him, man. Yeah. I do. I like
Jags have Grant Udinsky. He was the Vikings assistant.
I think he's done a really nice job a year ago. He did with Sam Darnold. I'll tell you what, Carson Wentz has looked pretty good the last two ball games.
All right. He still takes some.
Well, he hasn't really started in what?
I know, that's true. Titans have Nick Holes. He can't be good.
No.
Denver Broncos, Joe Lombardi. Kansas City Chiefs, Matt
Yeah,
Nagy.
but that's more Peyton.
Yeah, and Raiders have Chip Kelly. Chargers have Greg Roman. Cowboys have Clayton Adams. Giants have Mike Kafka. Eagles have Kevin Petula. Commanders have Cliff Kingsbury. Bears have Declan Doyle. That's probably mostly the Brian Johnson show. Detroit Lions have John Morton. Packers have Adam Stenovich. Vikings have Wes Phillips. Falcons have Zach Robinson. Panthers have Brad Idzik. Saints have Doug Nussmeier. Bucks have Josh Grizzard. Cardinals have Drew Petzing. Rams have Mike LaFleur. Niners have Clay Kubiak. And the Seahawks have Clint Kubiak.
What'd you say, 20th? For Patullo? That sounds about right.
Yeah, 20th I think is fine.
You want to put the 20th best offensive coordinator with Jalen Hurts and a $200 million offense?
No, 20th? But like, what are you going to do? Like, they already did it.
Okay, well, if you're not going to give me the best coordinator, how about giving me somebody with experience at least?
Well, dude, you got to factor in they played football till February. Kellen Moore took that job in February.
Okay.
The majority of teams who fire coordinators or need new coordinators do it in January.
Okay, so the success landed on Patullo of the team. You're saying, right? The success of the Eagles landed on Kevin Patullo. I think that's what he's saying here. I think he's stuck here a little bit here. Is that right? All right. I think that's a good take.
My back.
Yeah, you're back. So you're saying the success of the Eagles had them pick the ugly cat from the litter.
I guess that's what I'm saying. But it's partly because there's nobody else available at that time.
Yeah. You get the ugliest dog in the litter. Go ahead. There you go. There's your boy.
Nah, stop.
KP.
You got to do it. I mean, look, you go to the Super Bowl. There's pros and cons to winning a Super Bowl. You know, the pros are the ultimate glory and they're worth all the cons. But some of the cons are your coaches get hired late in the process and you're left with scraps. The best scrap in this case was the guy who's been in the room for 4 years.
Okay.
Kevin Patullo.
So what do you think of the state of the run game? You think it improves?
I don't know what the case is going there. I think offensive line's a part of it. I think the passing game is a part of it. And I think they're going to have to get creative if they want to get it going. I do. I mean, he's a small part, but when you go from not being hit until 3 yards upfield to, near instant contact, it's like, why was Barkley pedestrian in New York? Is that on Barkley or is that on the team?
On the team.
So it's like, I don't think it's Barkley. I really don't. I don't think he looks slower. I don't think he lost burst. He looks to me like the same guy. He just has a lot less room to go. And the other thing that the teams are doing is they're actually not really stacking the box. They're keeping safeties high. Now they're bringing a lot of people inside to slow the rundown, but they're not giving Saquon that breakaway opportunity where when you stack a box, if you get beat or you get blocked, that running back is gone. So they're not doing that this year because they're taking away the big play because there's no big plays in the passing game. Passing game has to get better. Running game will be able to feed off it. It's reversed this year.
Here's my top 10 quarterbacks after 4 weeks.
Uh-oh.
Here's my top 10 QB.
Your top 10 quarterbacks.
After 4 weeks, not top 10 quarterbacks that are in the game right now. I'm talking my top 10 quarterbacks that have played the first 4 weeks. You got me?
Yep, I got you.
All right. Number 10, I got Patrick Mahomes at number 10. I can't have a top 10 list there without having Patrick Mahomes in that list, right? Number 9, the man from the city of brotherly love. I got Jalen Hurts there at number 9.
Okay.
Number 8, I've got Jared Goff. Excuse me. I'm going to take that back, Xander. At 10, I have Baker Mayfield. Okay. I have Baker Mayfield at 10. I've got Hurts at 9. I've got Goff at 8. I've got Mahomes at 7.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
I got Drake May at 6.
Wow. He's got what, almost 1,000 yards already.
I've got Justin Herbert at 5. At number 4, I've got Dak Prescott.
Prescott's having a good year. Objective Eagle fans will easily admit that, but we don't have all objective Eagle fans.
Are you kidding me? Number 3, Daniel Jones. I can't believe it.
What this quarterback list. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong.
This is a joke of a list.
I know. You got Drake May and Daniel Jones on this thing.
Are you fucking crazy? I mean, I got Stafford 2, and I got Allen 1. Notice what I don't have? I don't have Lamar in there.
Lamar hasn't been good.
I don't have Lamar in there.
I think Lamar should still be up there, but.
So I got Mayfield 10. I have Hurts 9. I have Goff 8. I have Mahomes 7. I got Drake May 6. Justin Herbert 5. Dak 4. Jones 3. Stafford 2. Allen 1. Doesn't this show you how September's a liar's month?
Yeah.
Look at those fucking names. And if you look at the teams and you look at what they've done, these guys, all these top 10 guys, except for Hurts, but Hurts got the 4-0. All the rest of these guys are having like insane starts.
Yeah, you should have Sam Darnold on your list.
I can't get away from those 3 games. I know you're not wrong.
Well, dude, if you're going off of this year,
what?
I mean, why do you have Drake May on
You think Sam Darnold's outplayed Drake May? I don't.
I do.
Okay, so are you shocked that right now
Sam Darnold's got a 70 completion percentage right now, 905 yards, 9 yards per attempt, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks.
And Darnold, I mean, let me see here. And
Drake May's got 988, 8 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 2 picks. He's having a good year too, 74% completion percentage. Drake May's playing good too.
Yeah, here's your top leaders now. Dak Prescott's leading the NFL in passing yards.
Purdy, Boulevards, Purdy. I think Purdy leads the league right now, or is top of the league in interception. He's got 4 touchdowns and 4 picks. Dude. 65% completion percentage and 580 yards. Purdy looks pedestrian as it gets.
Look at this here.
Good.
Here's Dak. Dak's had the most attempts. Dak's had the most completions. Look at Dak's completions to everyone else.
Yeah, 121. Man. He's got 73% completion percentage with all this.
73% completion percentage. 280 yards a game. The 3 picks bug me. But look at that number.
The Ravens just signed Kenyon Green.
Good night. So
get
this.
The dude we traded Gardner Johnson.
He's thrown the most passes, and he's only taken 6 sacks. Jalen Hurts he's 25th in attempts, and he's got more sacks taken. 9 than what Dak has. I'm going to ask you this question. Somebody brought this up, and I thought it was an interesting comment. Do you think that the passing game is taking steps backwards because Hurts has begun to set protections?
I'm going to say at the surface, no, but I'm interested in exploring more. Because it makes sense that, I mean, he took on more of the protections. I think in many ways that's a good thing, but that doesn't mean he's going to be perfect at it, especially when he's just starting it out. You know what I mean? So I would say on the surface, it doesn't look like that to me, but it could be a thing. I mean, we talk about the blitz all the time. Why don't we have hot routes in the offense? A lot of people love to say that's on Kevin Patullo. It's not on Kevin Patullo. It's on the quarterback to get to a hot route. That's what it is, So I think I don't know. I mean, I'd have to look a little bit deeper into that.
It's something to keep an. I mean, I think
it's fair to at least bring up.
Okay, so the new numbers have come out for the defense. I've been waiting for this. Let's see where the Eagles are now in defense. The Philadelphia Eagles in total defense are now 22nd.
In total, did he?
Yep.
What are you on? Fox Sports?
Pass defense. They're 17th.
I don't have him as 22nd on my side. I got him as 18th on mine.
Rush defense. They're 21st. Scoring defense. They're 15th. Red zone, 3rd. Look at that. The Eagles are good in offense and red zone and offense and defense. Dude, that's where you win your games.
Yeah.
3rd down defense. The Eagles are 14th. So let me ask you here. So right now, like I said, what do you make of this group here? You know, I was over four games. This is a trend here a little bit. Again, September's a liar's month. In total defense right now, like I said, they're 18th. In total D. I got it. It just corrected it.
How much of that factors into the offense not being great?
I'm sorry?
How much of that factors into the offense not being great? Or vice versa? How much does the offense not being great factor into the defensive numbers being down? I mean, the offense had -1 passing yards in the first half last week. That's when the Rams made all those drives and got all those yards. And then in the second week, this second half this week, we didn't complete a pass in the second half and had 5 straight 3-and-outs. How much, like, you know what I mean? Like, how many possessions did just those 2 halves of football kill the numbers on that defense, even though they didn't give up that many points?
A lot. I mean, especially when it comes to field position.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Pat Ryan says it. The defense is on the field a lot, man.
How do you think Vic's doing defensively?
I think he's doing pretty good. I do. I mean, I think he's
more optimistic. You said this in the postgame show. I feel more optimistic about them getting better. I do. What'd you make of Vic's comments today? Did you see how he said, boy, people missed the golden gem. Did you hear it? He says the NFL's rigging games.
Well, with what?
The football.
I don't know if he said they're rigging games, but he said it's a big thing for sure.
Because it's changing field position.
Yeah. I don't know if he said it's rigging games, though.
Well, that's how I took it, was rigging games. Okay.
He brought that up unprompted today.
He did.
Yeah, and he went on a diet. He went on he went on a spiel about it.
Michael Clay had to answer it first.
Michael Clay came up. He's like, you just heard everything.
Thanks, Vic.
Yeah.
No, so what they're doing now is because the NFL wants higher scoring and more scoring.
And Michael Clay said that. They said, do you think it's good for the game? He said, NFL wants more scoring, don't they? So,
bro,
I don't know. I mean, somebody talked about that, those K-balls. I didn't know you could keep them in your.
I didn't either. I'd never heard that.
Yeah. Vic might be getting a call from Roger Goodell later.
Absolutely, man, because what he's saying
is, dude, shut up.
Because you know what? It's true. You know what you used to get? That you used to get the balls like before the game. You used to have like 6 hours with them. Now you get them on Monday on what you can do with the footballs. And the NFL will look at them. You know what the Raiders used to do? You know what Ray Guy used to do? Ray Guy used to put a little speck of helium in the ball. And when he punted it, there was a little helium in the football because nobody was really looking at the football. Al Davis said that all the time.
Deflategate is now reality. It might be. Deflategate. I don't know, man. You're right, though. The kickers are. I mean, we gave up a 65-yarder last week to a kicker I haven't even really heard of.
Did you hear what he said? The guy in Dallas is going to kick a 70-yarder.
Yeah. Well, we just saw the guy in Tampa kick a 65-yarder. And he's not even known for that.
Outdoor kick ever. That was the longest outdoor kick.
I kind of like it. I have no problem with it. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
He was like this, the footballer on steroids now. Remember, he goes like this. Brady Anderson goes for 50.
Do you have an argument for like why it's bad?
Because it hurts the defense and field position. These guys have longer range now.
Well, that's certain, but it's more of just an amendment to the game. It's not like actually making the product worse or anything like that.
No, it's a D coordinator bitching about field position is what it is. Okay, it's great for scoring and it's great for gambling. Take the over now, dude, because these kickers have range. Hey, that's one thing I did notice, too. First 4 games, I've never seen more kickers in college and pro.
I'll tell you what, too. There's no 3-point lead that's safe.
No
ever.
way.
I mean, you could have 10 seconds on the clock. You better get that 10 seconds on the board. How many times
have you seen this? Four pass plays, you're in field goal position now. These guys are insane. All right. How do you think Nick's handled this whole thing with AJ?
Nick, based on his comments yesterday, I mean, he handled it like Nick. You know, he doesn't give you anything. He's a politician. And I don't really think good or bad. I just think he's been Nick. It's exactly what I expected from him. Why?
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't really think he's sticking up for the players. I think he's sticking up for the system. I think he's sticking up for the way they do business. And by the way, I'm not saying anything negative about him. He's got too much to land on, where he can land on it and go, you're wrong. So he's sticking up for what they're doing. He's not going to stick up for A.J. Brown, bro. When you're 20-1, fuck that. No coach in his right mind's going to go, well, this guy's butthurt over here because he doesn't have 15 targets. Fuck him.
Yeah, but
privately, you're going to go, fuck that. I don't care.
Yeah, I hear you. But at the end of the day, you can't have lows this low as an Eagles offense. I'm sorry, you just can't. I'm sorry. There's no justification for having -1 passing yards in a half of football and 0 yards on Sunday.
Then why don't they change?
That's 2 straight weeks out of 4 total halves of football that they had 0 or less than 0 yards in an entire half with $60 million of wideouts.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Well, then why aren't they changing?
So I'm just saying, Nick should be able to say, hey, we're still winning, so we're not going to change everything. But to your point, AJ, we got to work on some shit. Now, maybe they are saying that, but AJ's tweet after the game would make me think otherwise.
Yeah, they're not. They're not working on anything.
Well, the thing that was interesting about AJ's tweet was like he didn't really follow what the tweet was saying because it was like, withdraw quietly or whatever, and he didn't really do that.
It's a Bible verse.
I know, but the Bible verse, you would insinuate that he's, and the time that he tweeted it out. I had one dude say, how do you know A.J. Brown's tweets are anything about, one dude was tweeting today. Sorry, dude, if you're listening, but I just got to roast you. He's like, Philly media, classic Philly media. I'm like, your fucking star receiver goes on Twitter immediately after the game and starts tweeting shit. And you're blaming the media? Are you kidding me? I mean, come on, man. So
okay, this was just posted again. I don't know what they're doing. They're going back and forth and manipulating numbers here a little bit, but I got them here 25 here now. And yeah, the Eagles right now, total defense. They are 22nd. Pass defense. They are 17th, tied with Seattle. Rush defense. You're 21st. Scoring, you're 15th.
That'll get better.
Red zone, 3rd.
That'll get better, but the offense has to get better for that to get better.
Yes.
Football's a team game. It's a complementary game. One of the reasons the Eagles defense was number 1 in the league last year is because we dominated the running game. We dominated the time of possession, and we picked up first downs at will. Slowly but surely, we had long drives and got into the end zone. Often. When you do that and your defense has less moments on the field, they can make better plays. They're more well-rested. They can make bigger splash plays. Right now, the defense is going to keep getting worse.
So you're on Team AJ right now.
I'm on Team AJ from a sense of anybody that looks at this team and just says 4-0, shut the hell up, AJ, you're wrong, I think is naive. You can't look at a team that's 4-0 and just say, okay, we're 4-0, so nothing to fix. Anybody that has to talk about it is wrong because we've won. Sure, you're 4-0. That doesn't mean you don't have things to fix. Again, I've said this before. Ask any 4-0 team in the history of football. They all had things to fix. So I don't like the approach of people who are like, AJ's way, I think most people believe AJ's right. A lot of people had a problem with the way he went to Twitter about it. But I said to you earlier on this segment, I get the sense that people are trying to muzzle AJ. Like I said, if he did it any other way, though.
They muzzled Vic.
Yeah, but I'm talking about fans. I'm talking about people who are tweeting AJ, why are you airing out the lawn? He told you, he said things over and over again. He made subtle comments the last couple of weeks. Last week on Wednesday, he spoke, the communication, we got to keep getting better. It took to the second half last week for AJ to actually have an output,
Yeah.
So he's been making these subtle comments, and then based on his tweet, I'm thinking, all right, they're not listening to him behind closed doors. And now people don't take to Twitter, AJ. I'm like, fucking AJ Brown's got something to say, and they don't want to listen to him. He went to social media. Take it up with the world. All right, you got to don't have a problem with AJ Brown. Social media is how everybody gets their message across now. Everybody. Including Jake Sills, who made a shitty bet yesterday and tweeted out the bet.
I have one of the greatest bets going on right now.
What do you mean? You don't even get anything if you're right.
Oh, I do.
I couldn't believe it.
I get satisfaction of knowing that. Guess what? 2025 on what I'm watching right now, that is
Angelo dog walked you. He told you, I'm going to make you shave your head and you're not going to do anything for us. He dog walked you.
Who?
It's called the art of the deal. You got a worse deal.
No, I didn't. I believe me. I got.
You should have got something out of that bet.
No. I'm good. I
get Angelo once a week on my show.
Kevin Petullo on criticism of using AJ for the same few routes. I think at times through the first 4 games, he's been doing different stuff. What the fuck does that mean? Sometimes the ball finds him, sometimes it doesn't. Going to every game, you plan on making sure he's the primary. If it doesn't go his way, it means usually we're on rhythm. How could you be on rhythm with the 31st passing attack? Jalen is reading it out, and it's going to other guys. What other guys?
It's pretty funny, too, John.
That's a fucking lame-ass take.
It's pretty funny, too. John's been pointing this out to me, and I've slowly kind of been listening to him a little bit more each time he says it. But he's like, the funniest thing is everybody's expectations have completely lowered because, people talk about the Super Bowl, the NFC Championship game, the second half last week, and the first half this week, and it's like, they had less than 250 yards passing in both of those games last year. They had 228 is like their top passing attack. And people act like we went off. We act like we had a great first half. And we did have a good first half. 130 yards. Like all of our expectations are so low for an offense that has just too many weapons, man. Just too many weapons. Now, look, I get it. Playing like everybody else is also not the answer. I'm not trying to say it is because I do think they're doing good things to win. But it's got to be better than this, and it should be better than this. And the highs can be high, but the lows are too low. You got to have a higher floor for this team.
Do you think your passing game is going to improve?
I don't know if it has to improve. Look, I've been pretty consistent about this. Get to 200 yards. Get to 200 yards a game. I'm not even asking you for a big 200 yards a game. That's it. If we got 200 yards a game, we would cremate teams. We would cremate teams.
You could barely get to 100. I mean, fuck, dude.
Yeah, is this the weirdest? Is this one of the weirdest teams you've ever covered?
I've never seen anything like this. I have no understanding. This is why
crazy,
it's not,
man.
It's
and they just keep winning. They just keep winning. I do love that part of it. I gotta say, I love how much we win.
This is just not real.
We win so much.
It's not real.
We win so much.
It's just not real. It's the worst show on turf.
No, it's not.
It's not?
It might be.
You're right. The Titans are.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, my God. So you're really still sold that there's nothing wrong with Barkley?
I don't think it's on Barkley. I really don't. I don't. I think it's offensive line. I think it's the passing game that has proven to be no threat so far early in the year. And if they don't get that going, it's going to be a lot easier to take away your running back. Offensive line's a problem too, dude. Cam Jurgens has been terrible.
Terrible.
Landon Dickerson, not playing good. Tyler Steen's actually been okay.
Yes.
It hasn't been a Tyler Steen problem.
No. So. And then Lane's been injured too.
Yeah, but he's still playing. When he's been out there, man, he's been really good still.
So do you think this A.J. Brown, I asked you this yesterday, you don't think this A.J. Brown thing turns into T.O.?
I don't think A.J.'s that style. I mean, dude, we got the fans today. I mean, I love this shit because I get it. We're making a big story out of it, but can you imagine if we did this show today and T.O. did what he did.
God.
When he did the sit-ups in his drive, we would be erupting. I mean, we're erupting over a tweet. Yeah. We would be erupting. Freaking T.O. in his driveway doing sit-ups with the whole media contingency around him. I mean, that was such an iconic moment, but it's funny. And I would like to see AJ do something like that. That'd be pretty funny.
Is it this T.O. kind of stuff?
I guess it's the modern version of it.
Not to the extreme.
Bad, dude.
Remember something, though.
Dude, Jamar Chase is coming off a triple crown. And he doesn't have a starting quarterback, and he was ready to beat his coach to a pulp last night on the sideline. Did you see that video?
I did.
I mean, AJ Brown is a rare breed from a sense of they're lucky they have him because most other receivers would not put up with this.
Oh, by the way, I didn't bring this up to you yet. If Tyreek Hill ever plays again, I'll be stunned.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm with you.
Armando Salguero said that the chances of him ever playing again are so slim.
That was a nasty injury.
And
I hate watching shit like that.
He's 32.
Yeah, right. And it speeds his game.
It completely explosion.
Yeah.
Let's get to these supers because we had Howard Eskin at the bottom of the hour.
Yeah, shit. Kimberly says game is all about gambling and fantasy now. That's true. That's what's going on with the kickoff.
And that's why that football's been juiced up, baby.
Here's Kyle Cap. This season has 23 written all over it. Poor coaching and offense will come into play after the bye. I have Washington winning the division. Fire Nick and Petula. Nah, I don't agree, Kyle.
Kyle, I'll tell you why.
It's not going to happen because of defense. Yeah, it's because of Vic. Right, because of Vic.
Like, if you had Sean Desai over there, or you had, what's his name?
You know a take that I'm feeling okay about that I wasn't in week 1 that I am right now in week 4, one of my bold takes of the offseason? Sure. Remember I told you I thought the Cowboys are going to finish second in the East over the Commanders? Now, it's still early, and it probably still doesn't look like they're going to do that. But Dak Prescott's playing good. George Pickens looks pretty good. The Cowboys aren't as bad as maybe Eagles fans say they are. Here's Jason.
I thought they had their best game.
Yeah, I mean, they gave up
in a bit on Monday night.
They gave up quite a few points as well. Jason says, I have a feeling a divorce is coming with AJ. Like the Bills with Diggs, and is so in your opinion, what will we need in compensation to fix our problems?
You're not getting rid of the guy.
Yeah, we still don't win without him, Jason. I still don't think. I will say after this year though, you probably start having those combos.
I'm gonna ask Howard that question. I'll ask Howard that. I mean, hey, by the way, I gotta thank Howard before we bring him on. He's in the green room, man. He got me Doug Peterson next Tuesday.
Yeah, that's gonna be sick. I can't wait for that. Yeah. JD3 says, Brian Johnson had the 8th ranked offense with Desai and a substitute teacher imploding our defense. Imagine if we had Vic to play complimentary ball. Yeah, Brian Johnson had a top 10 offense. They were like top 15 passing, top 10 running. They were top 10 in the red. They had like great numbers all on offense in that. And
Jalen Hurts' most productive year as a starting quarterback.
They scapegoated Brian Johnson so hard. Chris Scott says Cleveland is 1-3. We need to work out a trade for Ward or Newsome. Our defense would be in great shape. I don't think that's happening.
Dude, they're going to get better on defense. They're continuing to get better. They're going to be better.
I'm not worried about defense as much as others. Dio says Big Sills was too many Coronas in to see Latu 16 snaps at fullback and I formation in the last 2 games.
I'll tell you what, Matt D. They'd rather put a fullback in the backfield than to throw A.J. Brown the ball. That's their game plan? Ask yourself this. They're running zone plays into a wall and not throwing the ball to the $36 million a year wide receiver. Is that right? Whose decision is that? Whose decision is that not to throw to the guy out there?
Apparently Nick, who doesn't want to push the ball downfield. Big Marsh says, Xander, you're the winner of my Crybaby Brown jersey. Where should I send it? LOL. Come on, Z. Come on, Big Marsh. You're bailing on A.J. Brown and that quick? One tweet, Big Marsh, and you're shipping out your jersey?
Hey, I got it. Hey, how does A.J. Owens sound? Are we starting to get to A.J. Owens again?
I really don't.
You're not getting to A.J. Owens?
I really don't get those vibes at all. I think he's right. He's right. They had 2 halves of football where they had like 20 yards.
He's not.
It's insane. JD3 says, taking the Eagles out of it is just a fan of football. Imagine A.J. Brown with Allen or Herbert. If it's still an issue at the end of the season, maybe one passing team will give us a good package for him. I think that's fair. Fair way to look at it.
The Eagles are 30th in total offense and 31st in passing and 16th in rushing. After 12 quarters of football in 4 games, which is
we got a couple more. Let me rattle through them real quick.
All right. We got Howard Eskin coming up, guys.
Sig Lord says, if September is a liar's month, the Eagles are Tim Walls. Oh, well, that's pretty funny. Josh Herman says, Barkley has 58 more rushing yards than Hurts. Pitiful. Yeah, he's not having a good year, but I don't think it's all on him. Brian Pump says, Vic said it in his presser. Keeley needs time. Predominantly used to tackling at 100 miles an hour. He will adjust to better tackle angles and technique. That's actually a good point because he's such a special teams player. So he's constantly downfield.
Pump thinks that Keely Ringo is Brian Dawkins.
I don't think he thinks that. Did he look like a drop off from Adoree to you? He didn't look like one to me.
No,
now they didn't really test him. Baker Mayfield's throwing at Quinion and Cooper with like Keely Ringo's not on the field. Cody says Sirianni's offensive mind is trash. Wow. We had great OCs when we won the Super Bowl, and the offense has struggled every year we don't. Well, the offense wasn't particularly prolific in the passing game last year, and we hired Kellen Moore, who had the number 1 passing attack in Dallas. Last one. Lucia says, we all know the philosophy was set by Howie when they got Saquon. Just go back to the Super Bowl and his celebration with Saquon for an example. I don't know, man.
You're never going to have a prolific passing attack as long as Barkley's on that roster. The Eagles are convinced they're winning games, and they are winning games with the approach of running the ball.
Kyle says, Xander, what is this? Hurts calls the plays for a half, then Sirianni Bobo calls.
Wow. Philly fans, man. We had Angelo yesterday.
Passive aggressive. He's not a D. I don't think he's a DB.
No.
They're lucky they got A.J. Brown, not having a guy that good, and they don't throw him the ball.
Imagine, let me tell you
something.
All right,
so it's a good show, man. I'll catch you tomorrow.
You bet, brother. I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you guys check our friend in the morning with John McMullen, who is there covering the Philadelphia Eagles, also with Sports Illustrated and with us. He's there, and he's on there with Xander. So Howard Eskin saw that drama. Guys doing sit-ups in the drive was one of the greatest. For me, I love content. And yesterday, Angelo, this is why I love both these guys. You got Angelo over here calling Kevin Patullo Bobo. You've got Howard Eskin over here going, Nick's a great coach. Well, where are we here? You're 4-0. Last year, your 2-2 football team, that was a fraudulent record. Is this year's 4-0 also fraudulent? Last year, like I said, people were screaming at Nick. Fire that guy. Remember? Coming off the 23 season? Then he went on that run. And you're 20-1. Who better to straighten this out? And by the way, we do have to also bow at the king because he did me a favor and a huge solid. Let's bring in the legend himself from WIP, our friend, Howard Eskin. Thank you so much. Howard, you got Doug Peterson on my program next Tuesday at 4:30.
Doug's a terrific guy. I've known him since he was the backup quarterback who I think he started a few games for the Eagles.
He did.
When McNabb got hurt, or before McNabb actually became the starter of the football team. So I go way back with Doug's a terrific guy, very, very honest. You can be that way when you're not currently the head coach of a football team because it's so disappointing that you can't have some honesty. And it's not like they're lying to you. They're just not saying anything. So it's just sound bites nowadays are almost, as we call them in our trade, sound bites are almost useless because they say nothing. Like when I hear a sound bite, if you got to explain something, okay, that's fine because the A.J. Brown situation has to be explained. But today when Vic Fangio just rolled out that thing about the kicking footballs, to me, that was so fascinating and so enlightening. Actually, I posted it this afternoon at like 1:30-ish. I already have 61,000 views on the post on just Twitter. I don't even know what it's done on the other social media platforms.
It was a golden nugget.
It was great. He explained it, and people in the business are saying, you don't know that's happening because nobody says anything, but it's obvious It's the same as juicing up the baseballs, which baseball has done. They can lie and they lie right through their teeth.
And
They
the
can lie
bats.
the bats are pressed so hard. When's the last time you saw a broken bat? When's the
Yeah.
last time you saw a broken bat?
Yeah.
Because they're pressed so hard. And the other thing that the beginning of the year, wasn't there that discussion about what they named the torpedo bats?
Yeah,
The
the torpedo
barrel
bat.
was a little bit, and then the discussion went away. But I don't
Yeah.
know that the players changed those bats.
No.
You had the same weight with a bigger circumference, so it's obviously you're going to make more contact. And with the way the balls are and the bats are, you don't even have to hit it in the center of the barrel of the bat. You can hit it off the below the label, and it goes over the fence.
Howard, the comparison is the golf clubs of today. You can you don't have to hit a sweet spot on the golf club anymore. It's like the baseball bat. You can hit it off the brand. You can hit it off the label and still knock it out of the park.
Players used to call what they used as, I don't know if you play golf, Dan, but the blades. And the blades were, they were a more precise club, but you had to hit it absolutely on the sweet spot. Now the pros could do that, but I don't think most of the pros even use blades anymore. They just use a golf club.
If you ever seen a really great golfer, it looks like a quarter in the middle of their golf club, and it looked like there was a quarter, and you're like, why is that so finished like that? Because that's where those guys were so good at hitting spots on the golf club.
In the golf balls, they try to regulate, but the point I'm trying to make is everybody wants more offense, and they say, well, it's a field goal. Well, field goals still count as points. Yeah, still counts as points. And people are going to talk about long field goals. They love the discussion. So football changed the rules to create more offense. Baseball didn't have to. Well, they have changed the rules to create more offense because the bases are a little bit bigger, so they urge teams to steal. But everybody wants more, and people are screwing up the game. When a player kicked a 50-some yard field goal, it was a big deal. Now, if you don't kick a 50-some yard field goal, you suck.
The guy in Tampa kicked a 65-yarder.
Yeah.
Vic said that the guy in Dallas is probably going to kick a
70-yarder. Yeah.
Field goal down.
If they want to listen to the soundbite, it's on my social media. It's on Twitter.
He's got a great social media. Make sure you guys check it because I'm telling you, that was a golden nugget by Vic Fangio today that a lot of people didn't pick up when they were there. And I'm like, Michael Clay had to answer the question when he was getting interviewed.
And he didn't really want to answer it either. Yeah.
He didn't. Okay. I have to ask you, you've covered so much drama in Philly. A.J. Brown, 24 hours after the fact. What's your takeaway on this?
Well, I know he's not a bad guy, but he's not 100% good guy if you're going to complain. He obviously worries about his numbers. There were more targets to him. Now, here's what and I don't know this. Has he lost a step? A lot of the targets, there was tight coverage. He used to have a little bit of space. He got great hands. So if you throw it to him, if the guy's tight on him, the guy gets his hand on the ball, he's not going to catch it. But if he doesn't get a little bit, and there's never that much separation between a wide receiver and a defensive back, unless the defensive back makes a mistake. But as he lost a step, he had more targets. So he really shouldn't get. He had 9 targets. I think the most anybody else had was 4.
Yep.
Yeah. So he only caught 2 balls, but sometimes that might be Jalen Hurts' fault. Sometimes it may be, and I think Jalen on a couple of those throws forced it to try to get him the ball. So what's going on in Philadelphia? The fans don't want to hear it because they're winning. Now they're fortunate. Fans don't want to hear me say that. I won't say they're lucky, although I don't know the last time a team blocked 2 field goals in the last quarter to win a game. And it's just the Eagles basically got 4 turnovers. If they don't get turnovers, they don't win the game because Barkley's not the same. He had all those carries last year, may have caught up. The offensive line may not be as good because they were lights out last year. They're still good, but may not be as good. But if Barkley, they don't want Jalen Hurts. Let's break this down to its simplest form. They don't want Jalen Hurts to throw the ball 30 times. No. And he didn't on Sunday, but that only because there was so many 3 and outs. They don't want him because they don't want him to be more susceptible to turnovers.
By the way, they're number 1 in the NFL in number 1 in the NFL in 3 and outs.
Yeah, that's not good either. So AJ's just he's got to keep quiet. He gets.
So you think Barkley may have lost a step?
No, I think AJ may have lost a step.
AJ may have lost a step, and that's.
I don't know that. I don't know that, but it just doesn't seem like he's as open as he used to be, or as he was last year. Used to be last year.
I think you're dead on.
Look at some of the throws. It's got to be just perfect. And I don't know that Jalen's ready to throw a perfect ball. How do you not complete a pass and not gain a yard in the second half of a football game? Yeah.
Get this, Howard. They are 30th in total offense after 4 games. They're 31st in passing, and they're 16th in rushing. And I call September a liar's month. Last year, the 2-2 record was a liar, obviously, because they went on to win the Super Bowl. I think the 4-0 record's a liar. I don't really know what they are right now.
When you look at the schedule, you say, well, they're better than all the other teams. I don't think, and the Chargers game's not until December, but I don't know that they'll win in LA. That'll be a big game for the Chargers. Big game in a lot of ways. So I don't know that they'll win that, but they can't go undefeated. And I just can't believe they can continue to win games like this. But they're winning games, and the fans, they follow the Pied Piper. It's just, hey, whatever. They're off to see the wizard. Whatever the wizard wants, that's what they get. That's what these fans are. Passionate, yes. James Brown said last week they're passionate, but they are. I don't want to say what I want to say. I'll just mention the name Jim Jones.
They're cult followers.
That's terrible. And I'm obviously sarcasm. That was an awful, and there's a lot of people don't remember it. And I don't mean it in its truest sense.
I got
but
it.
They're followers.
I got it.
And they're winning, so everything's great. It's great that they're 4-0, no question, because you can't get back a loss, and you certainly can't take away a win. So every game, I think every game they play is going to be tough. And if they don't get turnovers, I don't know that they'll win these games. It's all about turnovers. But I don't think Saquon's as good because physically, he's in great shape and all that. And he squats, 9,000 pounds or whatever the hell it is. I'm being sarcastic. But he squats a lot. He's strong. His legs are strong. But he got his yardage because I think it was a little quicker through the offensive line, and when he got to the second level, he was forget it. But I think it's a combination of the line, which is good, but not as good, and Saquon's just he would break some of those, and he's not. And without a running game, and if you're going to ask Hurts to pass the ball more, I don't think that's the style that they. Matter of fact, I know that's not the style they want to play.
Don't you think right now that the lack of running game has exposed the passing game and the passing game of Hurts and his abilities? Because if they can't throw the ball or AJ can't get open, I mean, Howard, this has been an extension going off of a year ago. They were 29th in throwing, but they had an iconic run game a year ago. This year, they don't have that iconic run game, and they're even worse in the passing game. Hasn't the run game, maybe the inability of the O-line to make movement because Landon's been injured, Cam's not playing, coming off that back injury the way he did, Lane has been out. Don't you think it's exposed Hurts a little bit in the passing game? And maybe that's the frustration that AJ's feeling right now, because it's not just AJ, Howard. It's also Devontae. They had 4 combined catches.
Well, if that's what's pissing off AJ, then he should shut the bleep up. I'm not, it's so easy to say it on the platforms we're on, but he should shut the bleep up because, you're really calling out your quarterback if that's the case. He threw the ball to him 9 targets. So and a couple of the long throws were overthrown, but he's still trying to get the ball to him. So you're calling out your quarterback. And that's not a good thing. I mean, everybody says everything's hunky dory. Okay, great.
Well, they're not telling you that. They're not going to tell you the truth.
No, it's just hey, everything's fine. It's just, and you could tell him all you want. Hey, listen, you can't do those things, but he's not going to be happy. He wants to be considered, and everybody does. You want to be considered elite, but there's now you could probably rattle off 5 to 7 wide receivers that are better than him because of what's happened so far this year. All you have to do is, I guess, is look at the numbers. I don't have the numbers in front of me.
Yeah, no, you can go right down the list right now, and you could make the conversation that one of the things he's looking at is like, I remember him even saying this too, Howard. He made a comment, if you remember right, in the preseason, he said, listen, I've got to learn on being a better understanding of what we're doing as a team. And I think this has got a lot to do with it. Puka Nacua, you can go down to Quentin Johnson. You can go with Justin Jefferson.
Even Chase, even though they have no quarterback now,
right.
Jamar Chase is still a better receiver.
Well, here, let me show you to your point. Here's what, and all wide receivers are going to look at this here. Here's A.J. Brown right now and where he's ranked in the NFL right now.
With numbers of catches or with Pro Football Focus?
How about just receiving yards?
Okay.
Right now. Okay, just in receiving yards. I'm at number 48, and I haven't even seen his name yet. Devontae Smith is at 65 right now.
Wow.
A.J. Brown is down. I didn't realize
this is total yards. This is total yards.
This is total yards and catches for A.J. Brown right now. I mean, Dallas Goedert has more receiving yards.
Wait a minute. How many catches does he have? Who's leading the league in catches?
A.J. Brown is 66th right now in receiving yards at 151.
Okay, receiving yards, but what about catches?
Catches, I'll do that right now for us here.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it.
And you know that this is how these guys look. Okay. So you go right down here to catches. A.J. Brown.
It's not going to be good.
A.J. Brown. Devontae's got 17.
A.J. had 6 game, but he hasn't had many.
I don't see his
name. You can't find him.
I can't find it.
That's what's pissing him off.
And you know that these guys are paid on these numbers. I mean, I don't see him where he is right here. And this is what the aggravating thing I would think is to him right now is the fact that he's not part. Here he is. He's 61st. He's got 14 catches.
Yeah. That's not.
Juju Smith-Schuster's having a better year than A.J. Brown.
Oh, my gosh. Well, that's what's pissing him off. And because I think he's got one real year left on his contract. There's kind of bogus years at the end, which now the Eagles do with everybody. But I don't know if he wants to renegotiate his contract after this year. He's making $32 million.
Receptions.
Yeah. So maybe, but if he's worrying about money, then that's wrong. Well, he's making $32 million.
He's what you're saying here. Okay. Do you think this gets to T.O. levels?
No, I don't think anybody can. I get along with T.O. now, but that switches back and forth. He's bipolar. It just, one day he can be the greatest guy in the world. The next day is like, he's just at your throat. No, but I don't think he'll ever get, because T.O. really made it public by his actions and his words. AJ finds social media now. I guess
I think he's smarter than T.O. and I think he's really more.
Was there social media?
No,
I guess there was social social media.
It was at the very beginning of it, but it wasn't like where.
So he didn't go. He could go. He could have gone off on all that.
AJ is really calculated. He knows the brand. He knows when to do it. You got to remember. And by the way, he wrote that stuff in cryptic, he puts a Bible verse out there. Who do you think he was targeting, Nick or Jalen?
You know what? I'm not really sure. Ultimately, it's got to be the head coach. But Jalen threw the ball to him 9 times. So how could it be Jalen? And I think I would say 2 or 3 of those times he forced the throw to try to get it to him. So it can't be it really can't be Jalen. Although I will say this, and I only saw it one time, but I know it's happened other times. There's times he feels that he's open and Jalen Hurts doesn't see him. He probably, down in the progression, he doesn't get that far in the progression and he doesn't see him. And maybe that's what's pissing him off. I saw it one time. To his credit, he doesn't go after the guy on the bench during a game. I saw one time it was a 3rd and like 7-ish, and he was wide open. I was standing right there. He was wide open. Matter of fact, I got reprimanded for reporting that on the Eagles broadcast. As you know, we get reprimanded a lot.
Yes, I do know.
It's one guy that does it. But the reality is he was wide open. So on the broadcast, and I made it that he was a good teammate. I said, and on TV, they probably showed that he slammed his helmet down. I said, the reason he was upset is because I could see he was open on that play, and apparently Jalen Hurts didn't see him. But to his credit, I said, to his credit, he sat on the bench, he steamed by himself, and he didn't go and get in the face of anybody else. And that's what you got to do. If you want to get mad, blow off your steam and blow it off without going after and he did that. So he's good like that. But there's probably times, and there's always going to be times, every receiver at one time or another is open and the quarterback doesn't see him. Even the best guys don't see him. I'm sure, Josh Allen probably doesn't see a guy once in a while. Josh Allen's probably the best quarterback in the league right now. But regardless of that, he can't say things. He went off social media for a while because people were going after him.
Yeah.
So he went off for a while and now he's back on it. It's just, social media is dangerous. It's dangerous because players are always, and they don't waste any time going on social media. I don't know how long it took him to post that after the game. Wasn't long.
No, he got to his locker. He got his gear off. Then he posted it, and it was while we were doing a post-game show that thing popped up there. And I'm like, holy cow, team's 4-0, and he's barking at somebody like that. And, you saw even Devontae, the both of them walking off, they were very disappointed that they weren't part of that win against the Buccaneers. I want to ask you this. Howard, am I wrong when I say this? Correct me if I'm wrong. Jalen Hurts is just not an elite guy in the pocket. He's just not a very good. That guy's not good in the pocket.
Wait a minute. You're in trouble now. These fans are going to be all over you because they think he's top 5.
No way.
And I've said I put him in the top 7, but right now he's not in the top 7. But it can fluctuate. But he's not top 5. It just he's improved. He's a good quarterback. But he's got challenges in his game. I'll say challenges in the pocket. When he looks to run and then maybe he takes his eyes off
downfield.
And then if you close the edges and you have somebody in the middle, he's not going to go, he can't.
No.
So there's always somebody. But I'll say this. He wouldn't have made the mistake that Baker Mayfield made at the end of that game.
Yes,
although
sir.
The ball was tipped, but still there was 3 Eagles around that receiver, and it's first down. You got to throw it away and live for another down.
That's correct.
So he wouldn't have done that, and he would have, to Jalen Hurts' credit, he would have thrown that ball away. Can't
Absolutely.
take a chance in that situation.
And
I love Baker Mayfield, but
me too. I'm with you. He makes plays like Brady would. He's not going to force anything in there. They're going to throw it away. Now, you've been in that locker room. You've been around him. You tell me, is Jalen Hurts, and I don't know, I'm just asking a question here. Is Jalen Hurts a good teammate?
I don't know how to answer that. I think he is on game day. and he'll help, but he's better than he used to be. He was always so quiet and always so to himself other than the quarterbacks. Now I'm trying to remember the other quarterbacks that they have. It's hard to remember back to McNabb. But I think McNabb talked to a lot of people. I don't know that Jalen. And again, when we're in the locker room, when the media's in the locker room, and unfortunately, I've been denied that access now because of bullshit, bullshit on their part. But I've been denied that access. But when we're not in there, I don't know what he does with other players. Now, the other players, the offensive line guys like him. There's certain guys I could probably talk to find out, how he is. But he was, for at least a couple of years, always a quiet, to himself type guy. I think he's better. He's better now. He's obviously better now. But as far your question was, is he a good teammate? Was that your question?
That's that, and I left it open
on game day, and really that's really the most important part. On game day, I really think he is. I really think he is. Now, on other days, he'll talk to the coaches. He'll talk to a player during practice.
Let me tell you why I asked you that. Do you think he will fight for a player like AJ if AJ has a complaint about something, or do you think that Jalen will go status quo, a coach's kid? And do you think because he's 20-1 and the coaches have beat into him that the way we're winning games right now is what you just said? Mayfield makes that throw and that pick. Hurts is not going to make that throw and that pick. So do you think he fights for his players, or do you not think that?
I think he'll speak up when they have their meeting with the offensive coordinator, the head coach, other offensive coaches. They have a meeting every week, Thursday or Friday, whatever day they have the meeting. And they discuss what Jalen likes when he's seen the other team, what the coaches think will work. And I think, and the quarterback does speak up in those meetings, and Jalen Hurts will. And I do believe he will bring that up in the meeting, because he doesn't want a guy complaining, because it technically makes him look bad.
Yeah, but Howard, if you're 20-1 and you're 4-0, and a wide receiver, like you just said, is posting things on social media, which is contrary to a team. Football's a team. It's not AJ, team AJ.
No, that's correct.
It's the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, there'd be kind of like a conflict between the quarterback and the player, because Jalen, he's doing what's best for the unit. AJ's trying to do what's best for AJ here. And I'm not saying he's wrong also, because he wants to be involved in the winning. I don't think this is really about targets. I just think it's involvement.
Yeah, but when you throw the ball to him more times than you throw any other wide receiver, when there's 3 and outs, there's nothing you can do about that. So there's only so many plays. But last year when all this garbage happened, and that's when I really got, I don't want to use the word.
The Brandon Graham stuff that you're talking, right?
Yeah, well, it was, yeah. Well, it wasn't Brandon Graham. It was like what AJ said. Hey, listen, I wanted to make a point about this offense after they beat Pittsburgh, after they struggled. He made the comments the week before. I just want you guys to know I wanted to make those comments because we needed to make the offense better. But the week before, I kind of knew that he and Jalen were okay. They were okay with each other. He just wanted, I guess, the plays to be different, or I don't know if it's more imagination. I don't know what he wanted, but he wanted more of him, which is not always a good thing. So he can't be that way. And I don't think it's he and Jalen that have a problem. If he's throwing the ball to him, he's actually forced the ball to him a couple of times. So AJ's just, I'm telling you, they're going to make a point. You watch. They're going to make a point to try to get him the ball.
Do you think that relationship has disintegrated between the two?
No, I don't. I really don't. I don't, because he's trying to. It's like, hey, if he wants to shut him out, hey, listen, bro, you weren't open.
You're right.
You weren't open. If he wants to shut him out, he could shut him out. Hey, bro, you weren't open. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
But I don't think Jalen would ever do that. So there's some challenges, and I know you love to blame, and Angelo loves to blame. I had to get him in here too, to blame the offensive coordinator. Players got to make plays.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Players got to make plays, and it can't be if Saquon Barkley can't get the yards he got last year. It's not his fault. I mean, his body may not be the same. The offensive line may not be the same. And without that, then the passing game's not the same. What are you going to do if your team offensively isn't as good as it was last year because of two things? The offensive line first,
Right.
then the running back. Then what is a coach supposed to do? Hey, listen, all those plays are discussed. Everything's discussed. And if Sirianni doesn't like the play, he's on the headphones and the microphone. He can say, why don't we do this in this situation? And he lets them call the plays because they look good, but they're not good when the players aren't getting done what they need to get done.
Don't you think he feels, though, that he's being written out of the game plan? And I got you, Howard, 9 targets, more targets than anybody.
Yep.
Okay. And I think because I saw him look at one of the targets, throw the ball down and go, why are you throwing this to me? I think they weren't targets where he thought he was really being part of the sequence that was going to move the sticks. I mean, it just seems to me like he feels he's being written out of the script.
Yeah, but not again. I go back to the times he's trying to get the ball to him because A.J. Brown has got great hands. And, those catches where you got to fight with the defender, A.J.'s going to win most of the time.
Yeah.
That's who he is. And Jalen did that a lot last year, but he probably had a little more room to do it. And teams start to play differently. They're playing better teams. That's part of the equation. So, no, I just don't think it's involving him more. You got to do what got you there and what gets you there. And now, unfortunately, they're going to probably have to pass the ball more. But if they're doing that and they're not having success, then what are the coaches supposed to do? Yeah, it's not magic. I mean, it's just, football, it's not like you're going to devise a play. Who was it last week? Oh, the Rams. The Rams had a great play to score the winning touchdown. There was only 10 guys on the field for the other team.
I know.
So if you have 10 guys on the field, then you got to make a play.
Howard, do you think this is a Super Bowl team?
I said at the beginning of the year, I don't think they're going to get back. I'll take it another step further. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. And the reason I say that, and that means they're probably, if they don't get back, then they can't win it. It is so tough. And they still haven't had any real injuries. Not that, nobody wants injuries.
No, they've been banged up.
Yeah, right. Teams are having injuries. It's like guys are being lost for the year.
Yeah.
It's just like, how does this happen? But the Eagles have been so fortunate with no injuries, and you're only 4 games into the season. So I think it's going to be difficult for them to get back to the Super Bowl because it's so hard. It's harder when you lose based on history, but it's still hard when you win because now your schedule's tougher. You're always playing tougher games. I haven't looked down the schedule, but they're still going to – the only easy team I think they're going to play is the Raiders. I mean, I think the Giants are an easy team, but the Giants may be better with Dart, although I think they're going to get beat this week. But they're better with Dart. And the NFL, the crumbs that they are crumbs because they scheduled the Giants twice within 3 weeks. It's so hard for a team. And they
did that with Washington at the end of the year.
Yes. It is so hard for a team to beat the same team twice, your division team, obviously that would be, twice in a 3-week span. It is very, very, very difficult. And that's not fair. And they do that because they want to try to keep the teams close. And they know that. The NFL, they're beautiful. I mean,
I got
beautiful.
one more here for you here. Okay, so let me go here with you on this. So do you think they're rigging the game, the NFL, with these new?
No, I heard you say that earlier. They're not rigging the game.
Well, they're juicing the ball.
Yeah, but everybody knows they're juicing the ball.
Well,
the other team knows that too.
Points, though.
Yeah, but the other team knows that too. If you're rigging the game, then it's beneficial for one team
Okay,
rather than the other.
I'll rephrase it. They're juicing the game.
Yeah, but they're trying to create more offense because they think that's what sells. These kickoffs, they always whine about injuries, right? And they say, well, we're trying to eliminate injuries. Well, now you've asked for more kickoff returns. Wait a minute. If there's more contact, there's a chance for more injury. Didn't the Eagles lose a player on a kickoff?
Yes.
They lost Van Zuber, right? They lost him on a kickoff.
Yeah.
So they lost him on a kickoff, on the first kickoff of the game for the Eagles.
Yeah.
There's more chance for injury, and they say, oh, we're just trying to help with injuries. Well, if you're asking teams to run it back because the guys are so close to one another on blocking, that's going to save you injuries. They want more action in the game. They're already getting everybody in the world now because they play these games. I'm surprised they haven't scheduled a game on Mars in 3 years. When we know we're going to be up there. We're going to be up there on Mars, schedule a game, and then the fans will find a way to get up there. I mean, this is what they do. If Mars had money, they'd schedule a game up on Mars.
I think
that's
Bezos
what the
will get
NFL
us
is.
there. I think Bezos will get us there. All right, hey, your Phillies. Do they get it? Angelo hates Rob Thompson.
I like Rob Thompson, but
of course you
shocking. Here's the thing. I think the Phillies are going to break the fans' hearts again. And the reason I say I don't like their lineup, it has nothing to do with Rob Thompson. Like everybody follows the computer, all that nonsense with computer, guys holding cards, guys doing. Hey, listen, when catchers call pitches, they don't even throw fingers down anymore. They have electronic ways that they give the pitch to the pitcher. It's so bullshit. It's so much bullshit in the game. But I just don't like their lineup.
Yeah.
I don't like their 3-hitter. I mean, I like him he's always been kind and nice to me, and that's Bryce Harper. But he's not a 3-hitter right now, hitting 261.
No.
Doesn't have the same power he had. He's not a 3-hitter. I just don't like this lineup. And what did they score? 5 runs in the last 4 games of the season. I just don't like their offense.
They're going to get the Dodgers. The Dodgers are probably going to win that series against the Reds, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to get the Dodgers in that series.
But it'll be here. It'll be in Philadelphia.
It'll be in Philly. You'll have home field. They'll get 1 game, I think, over there. But
it's all right. And then Milwaukee kind of limped in at the end of the year.
I'm not fine. They're a pumpkin.
What's that?
They're going to turn into a pumpkin.
I don't know about that because they have some offense and they have good pitching. They have both, and they have a better. The Phillies bullpen. Here's the other thing. They were so excited about all this nonsense with the lights and all that bullshit when Durant comes into the game. It's like, well, game's over. You don't even have to pitch the 3 batters. The game's over. Almost every game he's come in, he's given up hits. In the 9th inning to close down a game, and he's lost some games. He's blown some saves. He blew a save, and he got a win because they won in the next inning. But I'm not in love with their bullpen either. But, hey, listen, they're a good team. And when you look at some of the teams out there, but there's always a team that surprises you. There's always a team. So what wild card team can surprise you? Padres. Cleveland's playing. Who's Cleveland playing?
Cleveland. You remember Cleveland's playing.
Oh, Detroit. Who limped in at the end of the year, and now
Detroit's up. Detroit's up 1-0 right now.
Okay, and Detroit struggled too, but
Boston and New York tonight, by the way.
Yeah, it's just the Yankees became better at the end of the year. The Phillies are what they are. I
think you know what? Don't be shocked that Cal Raleigh gets that Seattle team into the World Series. And
you know what? That's another thing. Here's the other thing. If Cal Raleigh is not the MVP, I know New York has so much weight, and I know Aaron Judge, who's a terrific person, not Cal Raleigh is too, but when a catcher who is a switch hitter,
incredible,
gets 60 home runs,
unbelievable.
It's just, I don't care what the batting average is. When that happens, and they finished in first place.
Yep, they won the division.
Right, when they win the division, if he's not the MVP, baseball ought to shut it down and say no more awards
You
at
want
the
to
end
hear
of the year.
something else about him? That he's rated as the number one defensive player in any position in
Really?
baseball. He's not only just a 60 home run hitter, which he ended up breaking a switch hitting record that Mantle had since 61. If that guy is not the MVP, now look, Judge has got the batting, he's got the batting numbers, but he's a DH kind of, so you don't really have a.
Oh, but he's got the average, and he's
hitting 330.
Yeah, okay, that's great. But they all tell you with analytics, average doesn't matter. So are you going to contradict
the strikeout
yourself?
doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. And the strikeouts don't matter. But Cal Raleigh, I mean, a switch hitting catcher of all things. Who's the last switch hitting? Was it Ted Simmons? The last switch hitting?
Ted Simmons was a switch
And
hitting.
that just came to my mind. I just
for the Cardinals. Yes.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago, right?
Yeah, 20. A little more than that. Hey, Howard, we're starting to catch up with us here. But no, Simmons played for Whitey Herzog with those Cardinal teams.
Yeah.
It was great. They had had really great baseball. And
you don't even find that many good switch hitters anymore.
No.
It's just, but when a catcher and he can physically do it as a switch hitter, he's the MVP. And if he's not, then I'm done. I'm done with baseball. I'm done with MVPs.
He's the best power hitting catcher since Bench.
Yeah. Oh, clearly. Even with the ball juiced and the bats all jammed up and all that nonsense. But so we'll see what the Phillies do.
Hey, what do you got coming up on the show?
All right, tomorrow night, Chip Carey, and I'm going to talk baseball because the Phillies fans whine that I don't talk baseball. So I'm going to talk baseball. Legendary, as you know, play-by-play television broadcaster for the Cubs for all those years now with the Cardinals. Chip is
isn't that Harry Carey's nephew or something?
It's Harry Carey's grandson.
That's it.
It's his grandson. His father was Skip Carey, who was a broadcaster for the Houston Astros for all those years. So Chip is a very, very knowledgeable guy. It'll be fun to talk to. And for your people and my people, if you want to know when we come on, if you subscribe to YouTube, which doesn't cost a thing, it notifies you as soon as you go live. So if people want to subscribe, they'll know when I go live, whatever show it is. They'll know if they subscribe to you on YouTube, they know when you go live, and it does that automatically. So it's a good thing to know. But I have Chip Carey on next week. I'm trying to figure it out. I guess I got to flip back to baseball, even though the Phillies have started. Back to football.
Let me give you a guide. That you should get my.
You gave me a guy, Michael Irvin.
I got a guy
from him.
I got a guy who you could get on. I texted him yesterday. He hasn't texted me back. You should get my boy Bobby Valentine on.
Oh, I know Bobby from the Mets, and Bobby still probably remembers me. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I knew Bobby because I was tight with a lot of the guys from the Mets.
I'll send you his number. He's wonderful on the air talking baseball.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'll send it. Listen,
that's a good idea.
He's really great. And he's really he says a lot of great things.
Yes, he does.
Listening to him.
And I think Bobby remembers me too from those years where I was friendly with a lot of the Mets, and he was up there.
I bet absolutely he does. Anybody who comes to Philadelphia, and as many times as that rivalry between the Mets and Phillies, especially back in the early 2000s.
I would go up to New York. I was in the locker room right after the game. I wasn't covering it. So I went in when they won the World Series, the Buckner World Series, when they won the World Series in 86. I sat there in the 10th row behind the plate. It was fun.
I want to ask you about one guy
that was Davey Johnson, who was the manager.
Oh, God, I love Davey. He lived in Orlando when he passed away a couple months ago here.
Yep.
I got to ask you about one guy that I get on all the time. What do you make of Schilling?
He doesn't like me. He doesn't like me.
Why?
Because there was a TV show. I was on cable, Comcast at the time, where he was bitching about everything. I said, it was bitching about contracts, and I guess there was a chance for a strike. I says, what are you complaining about? You're one of the highest paid players in baseball,
you get a ton,
and you're hurt, and you're not even playing, and you're going to get your money. He didn't like the fact that he goes hot and cold on me. I don't think he would do anything for me now.
I'll tell you what, I think he's backed up a lot on, because I told him many times, I go, listen, we're too old to be pissed off at too many people any longer.
Yeah, well, I have his number. I don't know if he even answers me anymore. I don't know if he's changed it.
Well, he's one of those guys that he's up in Massachusetts now. So he lives up there and he's got a farm, and you've got to catch him after 3:00. If you're getting him in the morning, that ain't working. He's one of them guys.
No, I wouldn't mind having him on the show.
I have a good relationship with Kurt. He's been on our show about 4 or 5 times.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just because he loves to talk.
He loves Philly.
Yeah, it's just, and he can come at me. I can go at him if he wants to, straighten the score out. We can do that.
I think you're great at that. I mean, absolutely. I love the fact that you and Angelo are. I mean, I told Angelo, I go, hey, by the way, Angelo said to say hi to you, and I go, do you mean that? He goes, yeah, I mean that. Howard's one of the greatest talk show hosts of all time. I said, that's funny. He said, go F yourself. He goes, he did not. I go, I'm kidding.
You know what?
I said, I'm kidding. Hey, Howard, absolutely awesome catch.
You know what? I think I have. You say, what's the area code in Massachusetts? Not that he's changed his number.
I think it's 612.
212 is New York.
No, 602.
602.
No, that's Arizona. Hold on here. Let me see Schilling here. Let me see if I got.
I have a 5. Is it a 5 something?
Schilling.
Yeah.
C8. Here's Kurt. It's 508.
I think I have a 508 number.
Do you have a 978? Do you have the 978 number?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Those two. I'll send you those two too. So I mean,
yeah, I'd love to have them all.
I think he'd do it with you, man.
Yeah, and then Valentine. You're right, Valentine's really good.
Here, hold on, because you know what? I have CTE, so or at least I'm telling myself that I do.
You have CTE.
I'm telling myself from now on with my wife, if I ever get in any kind of trouble, I just say, hey, listen, I'm just going to blame CTE on everything here. So hang on here, Howard. Let me do this right now before I get you out of here. Mm-hmm. Bobby V, listen. Bobby Valentine is one of the greatest guests I ever get when I want to talk. He's been on here a bunch of times, and he'll always respond right to you, and I guarantee you he knows who you are.
That's all right. That's all right. I mean, it's just, but yeah, it's just.
Hold on. I'm sending it to you now.
Okay.
And plus,
different.
There's his email. There's his email too, so it's on there.
Okay.
All Howard, right. We will be looking for the show. I appreciate you always. Hopefully we can do this again. Thank you. Hey, by the way, I got Angelo Monday again, and I think he's got a premonition that the Broncos are going to do something.
Well, what are they going to do? I think the Broncos, this is a tough game for the Eagles. They're all tough. When you can't score a lot of points on your own. Now they do with turnovers. And Sean Payton's a really good coach. It's a short week, but I don't think teams worry about a short week that much anymore. It's a short week for the Broncos. You hear Vic say
that this Bo Nix guy's like a little version of Baker Mayfield?
I like Bo Nix. And I like the head coach coaching him too.
Yeah, Sean Payton.
Yeah. Yep. I like Sean Payton coaching him too. So,
all right, brother. We'll catch up real soon. Thank you so much, my friend.
All right. You have a great day and a better day tomorrow.
You got it. The legendary king himself. Make sure you check him out. Howard Eskin. Folks, we're going to pay some bills here. You guys have been absolutely great. Please hit that like button. The #1 injury law firm in all of America is our friends at Morgan & Morgan. With over $30 billion recovered, folks, the #1 reason that they're #1 is because they win. They defend families across this country. There are thousands of attorneys. Make sure that they defend your family to the best. This will be the easiest decision that you make. Go to forthepeople.com/Big Sills or Pound Law 529. That's forthepeople.com/Big Sills or Pound Law 529. And do me a favor, you tell them Big Sill sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Hit the like button, my friends. Thank you so much for coming aboard. Interesting day today. You know, I had Armando Salguero, and I'm going to get him on here. He goes on my Tampa show, and he said that Hurts is the most overrated quarterback in pro football. He's a Hall of Fame voter. He writes for Outkick, and I'm going to get him on. Just thought you'd know that. Okay? Big Sills, a version of Bubbasley, and if any place will not welcome you or listen to you, leave that place. Shake dust off your feet as testimony against them. I think AJ doesn't want to be here or be there anymore. That Bible version, yes. Ricky. I would say this to AJ. Do me a favor, Ricky. The grass isn't greener on the other side. What do you want to do? Go back to the Titans? Catch 100 footballs in a meaningless team and going nowhere? Okay? Hey, cocksucker. I didn't say it. He did. And, by the way, hey, dude, I appreciate you being here 48 hours with your 750 posts. Thank you. There, you got your 3 seconds. Now you can go write my name on your hand. I was arguing with people on the Bronco comments on Instagram saying the Eagles 40 argue with the wall. Hey, Joe, I got it. AJ to the Patriots for Gonzo and Trey Hendrickson. 3-way deal? Is that what you're saying, Pump? There's 31 more teams in the NFL. He definitely won't go back to the Titans. Well, wait a minute. That would be in the Eagles' hands. This guy doesn't have a no trade. I'm not trading him to a contender. He doesn't have a say where he goes. Jalen Hurts has the no trade. He'll go where you're told, whether you like it or not. And I'm going to trade you to a shitty team. Why? That helps me. I'm not trading A.J. Brown to a good football team that's going to finish down in the 20s and 30s. Why would I do that? Why in the world would I trade him to a good team? I'm looking for equity picks coming back in the top 10. Great question. AJ, hey, what do you guys make? Get this. See this here? What Xander's saying? That ain't the cap hit. If you're going to yap all day, get the crap right. What, Xander, that guy gets nothing right. He just opens his face every day. Let's say this to you. What'd you make of Howard Eskin saying that A.J. Brown's lost a step? Do you buy that? M. Reyes, I'll ask you. I'm down for 2 first-round picks for A.J. Never happened. No way. Do you believe that he's lost a step? He's telling you he can't get open anymore. Double coverage. Since when does A.J. Brown not be able to get open? Then he says, I don't think so. Still injured from what? I haven't seen him on the injury list. He's an acceleration dude. Not an agility dude like Devontae. Okay, so do you think he's lost a step? What's the reason they're not getting it to him? So it's Patullo's fault, not AJ's. They're 20-1. Folks, the cap hits on these teams today. You sign and trade and restructure. Don't worry about the fucking cap hits. Remember when you guys signed that secondary guy from Tennessee? He had a big number. When the Eagles made a move and got him from Tennessee, who was that guy, that secondary guy? They got him in the building, restructured his deal, and lowered the base and gave him more, like on a sign. What was that guy's name that they brought in here to play in the secondary? Yeah, Kevin Byard. Remember what they did with him? They brought him in and redid his deal. And they got rid of some of those years on the contract. They could get rid of that shit. And teams are more willing today to carry dead cap money. I saw that. I did. I saw that too. That kid's kicking ass in Chicago now. So now you have like Isaiah Rodgers kicking ass in Minnesota, and you got Byard kicking ass in Chicago. I think the team here, I know what my topic was that I wanted to throw at you guys. You think the Eagles are getting tired of AJ shit? Are you getting tired of it? You think the Birds are getting tired of AJ's bullshit? How much you going to keep kissing this guy's ass? Hey, AJ's good. I got a great relationship with him. We're good. We're boys. Bro, I really don't want to keep going on with that. I don't want to sit here and babysit a guy all week heading into a game. And the conversation that's been dominated all week is AJ's feelings. I personally don't give a shit about his feelings. I don't care whether he's in good spirits or not. It has nothing to do with me. Okay? Didn't Sills say he was on AJ's side or flip-flopping again? Once again, jackass, the NFL is a flip-flop league. Get used to it. I know you don't, and I never said I wasn't off AJ's team. I'm asking you if you got sick of his shit. It's called topics, douchebag. Try to stay with me. It's a talk show. We're doing topics. You don't like it? Again, probably not a show for you because you're not very good at following along. The front office is likely sour. They're on record about people who upset the vibes. Okay? Sills, why not trade AJ to the Jets for that kid Wilson? Because I want a guy that plays like AJ on my team, like a DK Metcalf. Okay? That's what I want to do. I want a guy that plays like that. Howie said no on trade offers too early for this. He hasn't done anything he can't come back off of. I love it. You're dead right. Not yet, Sills. Only because we are in the Fool's Month. Okay? If this continues through next month, then yeah. Okay? All right. Wilson is not AJ. He's talented, but another slim body like Smitty. Yeah, they don't need another guy like that. Okay? Xander, what is that right now? Is it $23 million that the Eagles have? By the way, we're at 165. Guys, I think we can get 35 more likes by the end of the program to get to 200. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. What's going on with AJ will reflect badly on the future of the organization when trying to acquire wideouts with Hurts and Nick being here. We're not a fit for talented wide receivers. Well, wait a minute. You know what you are a fit for? If I'm DK Metcalf and I put up great numbers and I don't have a championship ring and I want to sacrifice some numbers, but I want to win, I may not get gigantic money. I don't know. Philly might be the place. Okay? They have 83 in dead cap right now. Holy shit. A lot of restructuring contracts coming up in the offseason. Sills, how come AJ and Jalen excelled in Shane Steichen's scheme? Well, because it was a two-headed monster. You had him and you had Hurts. And Hurts was more, do we not agree? Hurts was more mobile. All right? Hurts was more mobile in 22. More mobile than any other time. I'm not trading AJ for DK. DK's not better than him. DK plays like him, is what I said. Okay? He's late. I mean, he plays like him. He's not as good as him. That's not what I'm saying. What's up, Sills and Z? Late in on tonight's show. Usually 40-minute train journey home, taking 2 hours and 40 minutes. What have I missed here? Why is the narrative that AJ's getting traded? Who's getting traded? Nobody's saying he's getting. I'm not saying he's getting traded. People were asking what the value would be if he got on the open market. Do you think Howie or AJ are suffering from? No, I don't. We need RPOs back consistently. It would help so much. Well, hey, one thing they're doing right now is that I think they're implementing it off script, and I think Hurts has got a lot to do with that. Well, the Raiders would never make that trade. Brock Bowers for A.J. Brown? No, thank you. I have no interest in that. I got a young tight end who's the best tight end in pro football. I have no interest in that. Zero. Powers is a better player. Get those Jet pass rushers. Jets are 0-4. I like McDonald and the kid from Florida State, Jermaine Johnson. Do you think Howie suffered? Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. Great question. Do you guys extend Jalen Hurts at the end of this year? Would you extend Hurts? What is Jalen Hurts' salary right now? Highest paid quarterbacks. 2025. NFL. Highest paid contracts. Here they are. Dak. Burrow. Hurts is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hurts is 11th. Patrick Mahomes is 15th. Would you extend him? And how much? You make Jalen the highest paid quarterback in pro football? Would you do that? You wouldn't. You pay Hurts $60 million for the 31st worst passing offense and the 30th ranked offense. Coming off the 29th ranked offense. You pay a guy that has the second worst offense in pro football. Really? Dylan doesn't want that. So neither do I. Simple as that. Not to that extreme. He's going to have to take the same salary. Wow. Huh. So wait a minute. Jalen gets to another Super Bowl. You're not going to reward him? Interesting. Hurts is taking you to 2 Super Bowls. You're not rewarding or restructuring his deal like the Ravens did for Lamar Jackson or for Josh Allen? They had years remaining on their deal. Why aren't the Eagles redoing his contract? Josh Allen had more years remaining. So did Lamar. He had just signed one, and they're working on extensions. Hurts has been to 2 Super Bowls. Huh. I'd keep the talent and get another quarterback. All this damn guy does is win. All these casual, hey, wait a minute. Winning is a team thing, bro. It's not a quarterback thing. You're making it a quarterback thing. Hurts isn't due until after. No. That's not what I'm saying. Neither any of those other guys were due. They restructured their contracts. You know why Mahomes doesn't have to do his? Here's why. Does anybody know why Mahomes doesn't redo his deal? Anybody? Does anybody know why Patrick Mahomes doesn't have to redo his contract? Anybody have a clue why Mahomes doesn't have to do his crime? I mean, why doesn't he? Why doesn't he have to redo his contract? Anybody know? Because he signed a $450 million contract. It's the richest contract in pro football. He's guaranteed that money. Wait a minute. Cosmo. He doesn't have to. Here, I'm going to make a point. Here's why Mahomes doesn't. Hurts signed a 255. Prescott, 240. Burrow, 275. Murray, 230. Patrick Mahomes, $450 million. That's the difference. He signed a $500 million contract. Restructuring his deal is already, they gave him more money up front on the deal. $450 million was the first contract. Mahomes already, I know he did. Yeah, no. I know he's restructured. What they've done is, because of that $450, they've restructured. They've given him signing bonus money over the restructures, but they haven't upped his base. If you look at it, Senor, it's still at $45 million. It hasn't moved. But he's restructured, but the base hasn't moved. So what they did for him was they gave him more money, like on a restructure, but the base is remaining the same. Yes, so they could sign other players. His salary will remain low. That's correct. Yes. Right. These numbers that came out today on the defense. So let me ask you guys, how do you think the defense have played so far in 4 games? 12 quarters. How good do you think they've played? Seals, you think Jalen should restructure? Yes. The reason I ask, because you're going to need some money for Jalen Carter. I feel this. Sanders said this. And I'm not speaking for him, but I think one of the things that he's seeing is that he thinks he's seeing improvement each week, no matter what the numbers are saying. I think I see that a little bit. You mean the cheapest defense in football? Remember something. You see this here, folks? The Philadelphia Eagles are doing, and here, here's the point you have to take into consideration. The Philadelphia Eagles right now are the 18th ranked defense in the National Football League, with the cheapest football team on that side of the ball in the league. You spend no money, and it's 18th. That's exceptional. Right. That's correct. It's the cheapest, and they're 18th. You should be at the bottom of the list. You're in the middle and trending up. Okay? I want to double check that. Hold on here. My bad. Eagles are 22nd in total defense. You're 22 in total defense. You're 17th pass defense. And this is where you're bad. So here, you're 21 in rush defense. You're 21st. Okay? 21. You can't run the ball. You're down in the bottom of the league at passing and rushing and defending the run. I don't think you're very good at defending the run right now. By the way, I said that to you right after the post-game show. Remember when you guys were talking about whether or not you thought the defense was playing better? I was like this. You're not stopping the run. And as an overall group, your offensive line is not playing very well. There's your problem. Now, let's put everything into context here. You're right. It's Liars Month. You're 4-0. It's remarkable. I don't think it's real. We'll see. Hey, I was fooled last year with the 2-2 record. It's just not a good look when your Super Bowl champions won 19 straight games. Then be the only guy in the locker room looking to press over targets. This ain't about you. This is about the Eagles. Absolutely true. Philadelphia. I don't believe A.J. Brown could play in Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin would have a cow with this. Then again, I don't believe A.J. Brown would do this in Pittsburgh. Because I think he would respect Mike Tomlin more. You're not doing that shit in a Mike Tomlin locker room. You're not talking like that. By the way, that leads me to this point. So let me ask you this here. Help me out here. Where does AJ feel entitled that he can do that in a culture that you told me was one of the best cultures in the NFL? That a guy can single himself out like that and not be about team. Why does AJ feel more entitled to do that in a locker room? Help me out on that. I never saw Tom Brady post anything on social media. I never saw Antonio Brown post anything on social media in Pittsburgh. I never saw any of that. I never saw Le'Veon Bell posting anything in Pittsburgh. I saw that bullshit in New York with the Jets. That stuff didn't go on in Pittsburgh. They have respect for Tomlin in the locker room. Not going to do that to his team. Nobody acts like that in Pittsburgh. Not even Antonio Brown. Yeah, and then guess what they did? What'd they do? They traded him. They got rid of him. And went got Metcalf. They got tired of it. He didn't want to play along. They moved him after 3 years. Yeah, you're right. And he's traded. You're damn right. Tomlin's not going to put up with that bullshit. Kept trying to get to the player. Player didn't want to listen. See you later. They moved him. Okay? What? So Tomlin wouldn't trade away A.J. Brown for doing it. So Tomlin would totally trade away A.J. Brown. They got rid of Antonio Brown. He was on a Hall of Fame pace when they got rid of him. They got rid of it. Dude, are you under the impression that A.J. Brown has had a better career than Antonio Brown? They got rid of Antonio Brown. He was having a Hall of Fame career in Pittsburgh. Hall of Fame. And get this. Get this. You see this douchebag? And they did. And they did. Bye. Bye. And they did. Says, I hate the whole undefeated records. I know it's stupid. Sometimes you need loss. No. But, hanging on 4-0. The same crew was hanging on to 10-1 back in the day. That's okay. We'll see what happens here. Big Sills. These next 4 games, if the Eagles play, say, B-plus football, what's your feeling? Will it be different? Yes. Hey, listen. You got division games. I'm not going to sleep on the Giants. I am not going to sleep on the Giants. And I don't want anyone else. You're not beating teams by large margins, Swoop. Swoop, you're not killing teams. You know what I mean? Like, you're not blowing teams out. Okay? Yeah, every time that Big Ben opened his freaking mouth, too, Mike Tomlin shut that guy's ass down, too. Hey, what's my take on Jamar Chase? It's a loser organization. With who? And who's the coach? What's Zach Taylor? What's his name? Who? Someone need to sit. No. I'm not sure AJ's wrong here. Anyone can beat this Eagle team. Yeah, but no one has. What's this here? Cosmo. I know it's kind of creepy, isn't it? Hey, but guess what, Cosmo? It's all good. I'm glad we can make the guy's day. Skadaboot, ready to hit someone. I like that kid too, man. I think the problem. Hey, by the way, I would tell you this, Cosmo. You know, I have to tell the guy that I'm spoken for. My wife's spoken for me. I'm spoken for, so I don't know. I think the problem is that nobody likes. No, I don't think that. I don't. Okay, I don't. AB led the league. The fuck would he complain about? No, the way he acted. Isn't it funny? We never knew that guy was that guy until he left. AJ engages his mouth before his brain is. I don't believe that. I think that guy is one of the most calculated dudes. Like, he knows what he's doing. AJ Brown's a brilliant guy, dude. He's not stupid. So you should really think about getting a restraining order. No way, man. He helps the algorithm. He can sit here and post anything he wants about me. I don't ban anybody. That's not what we do here. I don't do that. You know, like the radio shows in Philly, Xander and I don't do that. You know, you attack my daughter or my wife, then we got a problem. Other than that, you want to say something about me, I don't care. You want to post 17 million posts? Have at it. I welcome you in here. I don't know the guy from a can of paint. Why would I care? What's the short-term solution in your opinion? Let it play out, Lamar. That's what I would do. Let it play out. You know? Right? Let it play out. But Antonio Brown's bigger problem than oh yeah, absolutely was. Okay. I own you, Sills, rent free. Funny. I don't know who you are. You come here every day. So how do you own me? By what? Posting your 48,000 posts every week? Yeah, you own me. Oof. I'm troubled. Horribly. I fucking really. That's the first time I've ever said another man owns me. I'm feeling a little. Hey, Sue, how should I feel when another man says he owns me? Well, I don't want. Xander says there's certain words that I should be careful about. So, never thought about that. Another man says to another man, I own you. Whew. Ooh. I guess that's what they do in Canada. You know, funny folks up there. Buy him a Bud Light. No, man. He couldn't handle Bud Light. You know what they drink up there? White wine spritzers. That's right. He's probably he drinks seltzer. White wine spritzers. You tell me the truth. You know what? Seriously, that's a guy that drinks white wine spritzers with an umbrella or a mojito. You see LJ drinking a mojito, eating cheese, talking shit in his underwear in his mom's basement going, Sileo, you're fat, you're a piece of shit. Drinking a mojito. Oh, my God. How dopey. Azima. Oh my God. There's no doubt, man. Hey, thanks for being in here, guy. It's really wonderful. It's always great to have a man stalking me. I love it. Never met a Canadian. Come on, Wayne Gretzky, dude. Are you kidding me? Hey, 12 more, man. Let's go here. 12 more likes. Let's see here. Let's see. Go here. So it was a hurricane and made the league. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you very much. It's true. And almost drafted ahead of Jalen. Seals, I'm pretty that kid projects his insecurities on you. Projects his insecurities on you. It's all right, man. You know what? Somebody's got to be here for people, man. And I'm an outlier. I'm a pacifist now. Seals, I really think you killed Texas boy. Yeah, man, there's a warrant out for my arrest on the internet right now. What happened to Texas boy? Seals put that guy in a box and sent him home. And AJ is a captain. That's a captain? AJ, forgot that. AJ's a captain. Okay? Seals, that is accurate. I took his soul. Every time he came in here, I kept going, why are you in here, guy? Your team blows. Let me pay some bills. Morgan & Morgan, number one injury law firm in all of America, folks, for a reason. And they are the number one injury law firm on the planet for a reason. They win. Simple as that. Do you understand that this company here is one of the biggest companies in the world? And they advertise here with you guys because the message gets out on what John Morgan and Ultimo Morgan have always wanted, that this is a family-run business. They protect families across the country, making sure that you are defended to the best of their abilities, making sure you get the best representation. We see this all the time. The families in California that lost their homes, Morgan & Morgan was there. The scenarios that you saw in North Carolina, Morgan & Morgan was there. Easiest decision you'll ever make. Do me a favor. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Dan Sileo sent you.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand.
Thank you.
We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh!
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Great stuff, guys. Appreciate you very much, man. Thank you so much for coming aboard here today. Getting closer to that Bronco game. I'll tell you what, man, the Broncos are not that bad a football team. They're well coached, and they got a pretty good defense heading into Lincoln Financial. That's going to be an interesting ball game. I'm not saying they're at the level of the 4 teams that you guys just played. That's a pretty decent team. And I thought it was a really good comparison that Vic Fangio said today that, Bo Nix reminds him of Baker Mayfield. So, again, lot to hit on. Appreciate you very much. 2 to 6 tomorrow. Xander, Big Joe, we thank you, and we shall see you on the flip side.